Hi, I'm Dave. You are unicorny, Naomi. Very, very unicorny. Boo! Alright, as always, we're going to start off with a song. And here we go. In a neat little town they called Belfast, now apprentice to trade I was bound. And it's many an hour of sweet happiness I've spent in that neat little town, till sadly fortune misfell me, which caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations, betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, I thought her the queen of the land, and her hair it hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I was a-strolling one evening, a gentleman passing us by. I knew she meant the undoing of me by the look in her eye. A gold watch she took from his pocket, and she placed it right into my hand. And the very first thing that I thought was bad luck to the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, I thought her the queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Now before judge and jury next morning I had to appear. Well, the judge, he said to me, young man, your case it is proven clear. We'll give you 7 years penal servitude, to be spent far away from the land, far away from your friends and relations, betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, I thought her the queen of the land, and her hair it hung over her shoulder, tied up in a black velvet band. So come on, you jolly young fellows, and a warning take by me. Well, when you're out on the town, me lads, beware of them pretty colleens, for they'll feed you with strong elmia until you are unable to stand. And the very first thing that you'll know is landed in Vendeman's land. Her eyes, they shine like the diamonds, I thought her the queen of the land, and her hair it hung over her shoulder, tied up in a black velvet band. I know a different version of that song, so the words were a little different, so I had to adjust on the fly. I know the Dropkick Murphys, or Flogging Molly, I forget which band it is. I think it's Dropkick Murphys' version of it, which is very different. Hi, I'm Dave. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. It's fun to stay out late. Good morning to you. Hi, Dodie. Hi, Naomi. Dodie and Naomi. Ba ba ba. Let's hide that. Hi, I'm Dave. It's not morning, but it's morning for me because I just got up not too long ago. I'm still getting things. Oh me, no me, oh me, no me, no me, oh me, Naomi, oh me, oh me. That sounds about right. So how's everybody doing today? Anything exciting happening? I'm just hanging out myself. I've got a lot of videos. Lauren's been linking up a storm. So we will start with Red Tree Crime.
Most people that are interrogated by the police don't understand the law or don't realize.
Oopsies. Share. Her eyes, they shine like the diamonds. Thought her the queen of the land. Alright, that song's gonna be stuck in my head all day. Why did I do that to myself? I was just trying to find a different song that I haven't done before. Bush people hanging out, you know. They do what they do. Speaking of which, I need to add my monitor. There we go. He's in. He's in. Boot Scootin' Dave is watching. He's on the watch. He's making sure that nothing goes bad. That's so that I know if I hit a DMCA or something and get taken down so I can catch it in time. I am a mastermind. Alright, and without further ado, I will press play.
Most people that are interrogated by the police don't understand the law or don't realize that detectives are trying to manipulate them. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the interrogation of a man who is no stranger to interacting with the police. This is Mark Denclaw, and he was the president of the Gypsy Joker Motorcycle Club.
Oh, these guys usually get smart because they do this all the time.
And this guy Curtis with the Clark County Sheriff's Office.
All right. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin?
Also with Clark County.
How are the volume levels? Good,
What's
good,
going
good?
on, fellas?
Or need a little adjusting?
Well,
a little too high, a little too low?
Obviously,
Am I loud enough?
A couple things we need to do before we chat, and then we'll explain
Solid.
everything.
Boot
You're
Scootin'
with a
Dave.
motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, a collection of a car. That sound familiar to you?
No. Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no collections of a car. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But where do you live, sir?
Down by Salem.
Good
Okay.
morning,
What's
Fuzzy.
your address?
You answer. It's on my driver's license. It's
I don't have your driver's license.
Well, you guys have my billfold.
The reason Mark is being interrogated by the police is because a few months earlier, the police found the body of a man named Robert Huggins in a field. After weeks of investigation, the police would find out that Robert was an ex-member of the same club that Mark was president of. He had been banned from the club for stealing money from them to pay for his heroin addiction.
Well, I mean, that's a good reason.
Robert
to
did
ban
not
him.
like being kicked out of the club, so he decided to break into Mark's house, tie up his girlfriend, and steal money from the home. Mark quickly found out what Robert did, and he gathered some men from his club and he took Robert's life. How did the police find all this out? A member of the club who was also a drug addict had been imprisoned for possession, and he said way too much during a recorded phone call with his girlfriend.
What's up, Arachnid?
And
How you
you're
doing
living
this
with a gal
morning?
down there, is that right?
No, I kicked her out.
Oh,
She comes and stays. She stays, but she can only stay for 3 days.
There is one problem with this. They just skipped over the whole rapport stage of this interrogation. They went straight into questioning. That's definitely a mistake by the interrogators. They should start out just like kind of seeing how, like shooting the shit a little bit, being like, "Hey, so how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?" I know we question you every once in a while, just, the routine thing, just hanging out. Got a few questions. People obviously are assuming it's you.
Days at a time, she's kind of a transient.
Kind of shoot the shit.
Okay.
Make him feel
I
at
took her off
ease.
the lease, and
Relax the guy.
the people that I rent the house from said she can only stay for 3 days at a time. So
Okay.
if somebody looks in the house, they'll see all her stuff in the bags and stuff all piled there on the floor.
When did you kick her out?
Which time? I've kicked her out a lot of times.
Numerous times?
Yeah, she just calls me, and she's with no place to go and stuff. And
I mean,
get
most
tugs on
likely they
heartstrings
have
and
some kind of
crap.
rapport built with them,
Let her
but
stay for-
usually at the beginning of the interrogation, you want to like shoot the shit and create a more relaxed environment, because if you jump straight into questioning, they're still going to be defensive, even if like they know you really well. You definitely want to calm them, like get them into a frame of mind where they're loose, they're just talking freely, and then kind of work into the conversation, this stuff. Be like, by the way, somebody told me, like, you guys repoed a car. That's crazy.
For a little while again. It's a love-hate thing.
Okay. So how long did she stay there before the in and out started?
She was there from the time I moved in until, well, I mean, not steady. She's never been steady there. She's always gets kicked out or moves out and goes and stays with somebody else for a while. She's kind of transients around.
And what's her name?
Nicole.
Okay, so this last time, how long has she
So
been?
there's my background. That's it on Nicole. What else you want to know?
Okay.
Is Nicole the problem here? I mean, I know that she's had the cops over a few times.
Morning.
And she's had problems with the hospital.
I hate
and
the
her-
officers
her-
know me by
her-
first name
About the
basis.
hospital.
Well, if you don't know about it, then
Hey,
that's not
what's
what
up,
you're
Keys
talking
and B?
about. You'd already
New
you know
picture
what,
I
you know what I'm
see?
talking
Yeah,
about? Is
I know
that what
what
this is about?
No.
Is it about the other night?
It does involve Nicole. Well,
Okay.
I don't know what the hospital thing is, so if that's not part of Nicole's issues, then,
Okay.
so. Nicole had let me back up a little bit. How long have you been in a relationship off
I'm
and
not
on
going
with
to answer
Nicole?
any more questions about Nicole.
Okay.
I don't have any more answers for you until I find out what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I'm trying
you
to-
guys brought me in. I didn't bring you in. I want to hear what you got to talk about.
Well, I'm trying to get to that, but part of that's going to involve how long you've known Nicole.
Well, you're gonna if you don't want to tell me what the heck I'm doing here, say so, because I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of my background so you can. play
Easy,
whatever
Naomi
kind of
feels
game.
ignored.
Man, this is kind of stupid, man. I
Morning,
just got
Lauren.
picked up and treated pretty roughly. You can still see the marks on my hands. This one was completely asleep all the way here, and thrown in a complete silent room there. I want to know what the heck's going on, man.
Okay. Did you know Nicole back in October?
October of this year?
Last year.
Oh.
2015.
Well, yeah.
Okay. You guys were living together off and on.
I told you I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole until I find
Smart.
out what this is about. Is this a domestic thing? And if so, what am I doing in Portland?
Well, it's kind of a domestic thing. Nicole
Whether you're guilty or innocent, always be sure.
took off in a
Say,
car.
I'm not answering any
that
questions
she
until
may
I have my lawyer.
Had
My new-
purchased with assets that belonged
Oh, no.
to you, something
Not
like
already.
that. And then Jeff
It's
Sudan
too
and a
early
couple
for
other
the-
guys kind of returned that car. Does that make sense to you? Is that
Or attempted to?
or attempted
no.
to?
Hell
Okay.
no.
Okay.
You guys are
So why would they throw?
Well,
it
I'm
in
not
the
going to
car?
answer your questions,
Okay.
but without a lawyer anyway. But just because I don't like the reaction. But
And that's pretty much why I say ease into the questions. Like, because if you start out just asking the hard-hitting questions, they're going to ask for a lawyer, because it's going to be like, okay, wait, these sound accusatory. Like, I need to get some defense here. But if you're just shooting the shit, like, hey, I got this new coffee, like, whatever, like, things that are completely unrelated, when you ease into asking the right questions, they might not be as quick to call for a lawyer. However, you should always call for a lawyer once you're asked any kind of questions that have anything to do with, honestly, any questions at all. Just don't interact in a police office without a lawyer.
you guys are
Easier.
way off, man.
Okay.
You guys don't know. I don't know who's telling you these stories, and I'm not sure who Jeff Sudan is. But I can tell you right now, nobody's ever returned a car to me from anybody ever in my life.
So if we got the story wrong, can you help us out with that?
Well, I'm not going to straighten your story out. No, I'm not. Not until I find out why I'm sitting here.
Okay.
I don't understand. This is about Nicole stealing a car and
No,
somebody.
not stealing necessarily.
But
But
why are you playing games? Tell me what
I'm
you're talking about.
not trying to play games, but
Okay.
I'm trying to get at the root of what caused this whole thing. Like I said, this gentleman's.
They tell Mark that the reason he was handcuffed and brought in for interrogation was because a woman he lives with named Donna stole a car from him and that she was found.
I don't
Mark
believe you,
realizes that this doesn't make sense, because if it was true, then that would mean he was the victim, and why would they arrest a victim? If possible, police will question a suspect about other crimes, so they will believe that they have gotten away with the initial crime. This will make the suspect feel more comfortable, and they are more likely to answer questions without asking for a lawyer.
Hey.
I'm looking for the crime is what I'm looking for. What fucking car are you talking about, man?
I think it was an Acura. Does that sound
okay? Well, what about it?
Okay. She took off in an Acura.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you the story because it's a personal story. And there's no crime
Here's
that I'm
the link
gonna.
for the video.
I'm not gonna press
watch it
charge
without me pausing it every once in a while, you know? Because I'm gonna do that. That's just what I do. This is Red Tree Crime, by the way. Good channel. They do a lot of the same kind of stuff that I look at. Make sure you hit that sub button. I'm going to have to do that after this because I am not subbed up to him on this account.
Charges about anything.
Okay.
And I would be the only, in the story that you're talking about, there's only one person in the world that could press any charges about it, and that'd be me.
Okay.
And I'm not pressing any charges on her.
All right.
And nobody returned any car, and she never took any car from anywhere, so you got the story completely wrong first.
Okay.
What's
so
up,
before
Frankie?
you come talk to me about those kind of stories, you should get them right.
Okay.
Get them straight, man.
How would I get them right without chatting with you?
Well, because I'm not here to give you information. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a cop. I'm not going to sit here and feed you information. I don't know. I'm here for some reason. I don't know what your deal is, but you haven't explained that to me yet. Until then, I got no more answers for you about Nicole or cars or anything else.
There is the string there.
I don't even
anybody
know
wants
what,
to pop in,
what
by
the
the
hell.
way.
Why wouldn't if this has to do with that car? Why in the heck am I not the one pressing the charges? I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. Well, I see your point.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How far back do you want to?
Let's go back. So you don't know Jeff? You said you don't know Jeff?
Don't know Jeff Sudan, no.
Would you maybe recognize a picture of him?
Well, you know what? Anybody that you're going to show me, you'd have a lot better chance showing me a picture than giving
Fair
me,
enough.
because I do not know people's names.
Okay. Does that look familiar to you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do you know that guy by?
I'm not going to answer your questions. I told you. I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll pick what
There
I
you
want to
go.
answer, but I'm not going to
That's
tell you
the right way
information
to
about
do it.
people I know.
Hey, Gypsy,
I'm
how
not
you doing?
talking.
Come
Well,
on.
that's a picture of Jeff Sudan.
Oh, okay. I did not know that was that guy's name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm starting to put it together.
Okay.
Okay. Now I kind of know.
Would you tell me how you know that man? Or
No, I'm not going to give you that information. But I kind of know what we're talking about here. But
Okay.
I thought that those charges were dropped on him and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, he was with another gentleman too, right?
When this thing happened,
Yeah.
that's what I heard. I wasn't there.
No, I know you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
But you know some of the background.
Well, I might know some of the background, but like I said, I'm not here to try to answer your questions. You're going to have to get the answers. Why can't you? All these answers you should be able to get from that guy. You know what I mean?
Some of them we
I don't know
can.
him very well, by the way. But I don't know him very well, but I know exactly who he is. And but I don't have the answers for you as far as that stuff goes.
Okay. Well, a few months before this car thing happened,
Posted
Nicole
my
was at your house, and
stream in a
somebody
couple
busted
new
in the
places.
house
We'll see how that goes.
and roughed her up a little bit, tied her up.
See if we
You
can
remember
put some
that?
new people in.
I can't really answer to that. You're going to have to get that story from her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to answer to that but I can tell you once again, and you're going to find out that you are completely wrong.
Okay.
So that didn't happen?
What's that? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let
Well, you're saying
ask
we're
her.
wrong.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
And
We'll
if you
talk
ask
soon.
around about Nicole, you're probably going to find that you got a whole bunch of stories wrong, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here and slam on Nicole, and I'm not going to sit here and tell
Fair enough.
stories about her or anybody else.
Would you tell me what we got wrong about the that
Never happened. That's not what happened. I'll tell you that. I'll say that is not what happened.
Okay.
Nobody actually came to the house.
Okay.
All right.
What did happen?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let her tell you. I'm not
Yeah, there's
Mr.
a
Rat
lot in
who's
here.
going to sit here and tell
Poop,
Nicole's
I didn't
life
turn that
story to
off.
anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If she wants to tell you
fix that.
what
Thank you.
happened, she will.
I mean,
And,
people can put
believe
things in the bucket.
Anything about what
Who
you took
knows?
the car and the whole thing you're talking about, ask her. Ask her. It's not my story, it's hers.
Okay.
The detectives are trying to establish motive for the murder of
funny,
Robert
though.
Huggins. They are now telling Mark that he is not being questioned just because of the
All right, I
stolen
fixed-
car,
I
but
turned
also because of the
the
robbery that took place at his home.
karaoke off.
Mark realizes that just like the car theft,
Thank
he is
you.
a victim of the robbery at his home. So why was he handcuffed
They
and brought in
bought
for
his trunk.
interrogation?
It thinks it's Friday.
Who did you tell about what did happen then?
Oh, God. Tons of people, man.
Okay. You give me some examples.
I gave him some bread
Okay.
and water.
No, I'm not going to sit here and name names for you, man. If you think I am, you're just barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You really are. But I'll tell you what I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
Why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for
That's
any
a
of
good
it.
question.
None of it. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from
He
it.
didn't
So why
let
would I
us
get
know.
handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
The one thing that he's doing that's really smart is anytime they ask him a question, rather than answering the question, he's just asking them a question back. So, I mean, if you feel like you're that smart, go for it, but you're still just better off just saying, hey, before I answer any questions, I want to have a lawyer here, just to make sure I don't say something stupid that makes me look dumb.
where were
But
you when that happened?
he's
Well,
doing it
man,
really
I
well.
know where you're talking about. I wasn't there.
That's not like
involved
life
in
advice,
anything
though.
that-
If you
that
always
happened
answer a
when-
question
if
with
there
a
was
question,
story made
people
up
are gonna
about
hate you.
This theft thing or whatever.
But if cops are
that's
asking
the
you
story that you're
questions,
talking
answer
about,
with questions,
and the car
'cause
thing
you don't
about
care if they
the whole
hate you.
fucking car deal, I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And I'm not going to tell you the story about it.
this
You can
stage.
get that from other people who
Well,
like to tell stories.
some of it we have.
I'm not going to.
So back in the middle of June, do you recall getting called by a FedEx guy from your house?
Yes, I know about the FedEx guy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah
So
sure.
tell me about that.
He's also being sure not
Man.
to lie to them about anything.
I shouldn't even fucking. You know, I'm not trying to. I'm not going to try to do anything that's going to get Nicole in any kind of trouble, man. Because I'm not here to try to get her in trouble. All right. If that's what this
Where
is
were
all
you last
about.
night? Why don't you
And
ask
I
your
don't
mom?
really understand, but I'll tell you one thing.
That's a good one.
You know what? If you want to hear this story from me, you get Nicole here too. Both of us in the same room.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's the only way.
That's not going to happen.
Because I'm not going to tell behind her back what this. I'd love to tell you the truth, but I don't want to do it behind her back. It's against my personal rules.
The answering a question with a question thing is actually an exercise that they do in what do they call it when you ad lib with each other? Why can't I think of what it's called? Yeah, like an acting exercise. Okay, my brain farting.
I'm not going to sit here and talk to cops about anything.
Hi,
behind her
Jade.
back. But I would like to have her here so me and her could. So we can.
I'm a little bit
tell-
confused, too.
Look, Nicole, tell them this and tell them that. I wouldn't do that in front of her.
Improv is the
Trying to
word
get
I'm
this
looking
straightened
for.
out because I don't. You guys are just got the
Improv.
story is so fucked up. And if you really knew what the deal was, well, like I said, if you really knew what the
Right
deal was,
back
you might.
at
I don't know if you'd arrest Nicole or not, but I'm not going to get her arrested. You know, I don't. I'm not pressing no charges on her for anything that happened then. If that's what
So
the deal
Mark,
is.
I guess I'm a little bit confused because when Nicole, you're saying it's a story, when Nicole says that she's basically there's a robbery at your house and there's an incident, the FedEx guy calls you, lets you know this story, why would she be in trouble? Why, you're saying you don't want to get her in trouble. Why would she be in trouble for that? That's what I'm missing.
Because
something.
all right, man. You know, I wish Nicole was here. I feel like a piece of shit for even talking shit behind her back. Nicole set the whole
Yeah.
fucking thing up. That was her
I
and her
do-
friend.
oh,
They
I
fucking
missed
zipped
that
her. They
shit.
knew
That
the
show was really good.
fucking guy was
Wow.
coming. That was a setup. She robbed me. She
Need
even
to
brought
reboot
the
it.
stuff that was robbed. She brought a bunch of it back. Man, that's her and her friends.
I need to cut my
If you want to
nails.
know the fucking truth, I've been robbed by the girl so many fucking times you couldn't even count it.
Maybe.
And that whole robbery right there, that stuff, with everything she stole from me then that she brought back everything she couldn't sell on, offer up, her and her fucking junkie friends. And that's what fucking happened there, man. It was a total lie. I know it was for a fact. She, like I said, her mom knows. She told her mom what all fucking kind of stuff was stolen in this big robbery, and then her mom comes over when I was.
Well, at the moment, it seems like he's talking about somebody that is like an enemy of their group. So you wouldn't consider that snitching at that point. He's just trying to set somebody up at this point, from the sounds of it.
Throwing her
me,
out,
at least.
and her mom starts looking at all the stuff and goes, "Oh shit, here's something. This was stolen. All stuff that half the stuff she told her, anything her and her friends couldn't sell on the fucking offer up. She brought back after she wanted to be back with me and stuff.
What items did she take?
It's also to
I'm not gonna sit here and
his job isn't to like not get anybody in trouble. It's to protect his MC. So he's gonna throw anybody unconnected under the bus if he can.
out a big old thing for you. Ask her if if you can get the truth out of her. Ask her. You know what I mean? But
Mark
we
is
might
one
be
step
able to
ahead
find a
of the
way to do it.
detectives. Their initial goal was to
We
get
can do
Mark
it
to
as
tell
long
them
as
that he knew that Robert
you
had
and Naomi
broken
aren't
into his
involved. No,
home,
I'm just kidding.
which would have given them
Kidding.
motive. Mark knows this, so he tells them that it was Nicole who broke in, and that she even brought back some of the stolen items. It's a risky move because it requires that Nicole tell the police the same thing, which would mean she is admitting to theft. After telling the detectives that he knows it was Nicole, Mark still wants to know why he's being interrogated.
I'm not going to be your storyteller. All I can tell you is you're barking up the wrong tree, and I don't even know what the fuck it has to do with you guys. If I'm not mad about the shit. If I forgave her for everything that you're talking about, I know about the car. You got the car story completely fucking wrong too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But she was an asshole in that story, and I can't say I forgave her for it, but I sure as hell didn't go press no charges on her, and I was told to at the time. I was told by a lawyer to press charges on her. And I told the lawyer, I said, man, all my life I've been telling people don't use the cops.
Don't worry, I appreciate my
so
unicorn.
Is this my price? Is this where I go? Go
You
against
just
my,
might hit a little TOS if we did a
have
whose line is it
fucking arrest
anyway.
or something like that to get my shit back. In any case, it's my own personal
Depends the
problems.
service or
I
need.
chose to live with them. I lost a lot because of the girl. You know what I mean? But I'm not pressing the charges, so I don't see why you guys care.
Okay. Who's her junkie friends that were helping her?
I'm not going to tell you names of people. You didn't hear me the first time? I'm not sitting here naming people for you. All I'm doing is telling you you got your stories really screwed up. And I don't even know why you care. Because I sure as hell ain't going to press no charges on her. I'm telling you that. So, if it's about Nicole, and why would I get handcuffed up and brought in like that?
That's a good question again. Keep that question
bought a
going.
fucking car with my money or whatever the fuck might have happened.
For the first time since the interrogation started, the detectives mention Robert Huggins, also known as Bagger Bob.
Okay. Is Bagger Bob part of that? Part of her junkie friends?
Bagger Bob?
Yeah. That ring a bell?
Fuck, you're talking. Yeah, I know who that is.
House
It's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
None of that.
Man, you're gonna have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're gonna have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay. Well, I was asking you because you said it was her junkie friends, and I assumed that meant you knew who junkie friends were.
No, not the kind of junkie that I heard he was. She's not that kind of a junkie.
No, I was saying make
Okay.
our own.
Can you help? What kind of junkie is he?
I don't know. I'm sure you probably know better than I do.
So when you say her junkie friends,
Yeah, I'm not talking about any of our ex-fucking club brothers. or
I'll
anything
be
like that.
Drew.
okay. All
I'll
right.
give you guys
I'm
the
talking about her
props.
friends, not my friends.
Got it. Okay. So was
That's what
Bagger
I
Bob
meant.
one of your friends, not hers?
Yeah, well, like I said, actually, if now that fucking you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
Mark says that he thinks he may need a lawyer because they are asking questions about Robert. The problem is, most people will continue to talk to the police
Hi,
for many reasons.
I'm not Dave.
First,
But don't
they are
forget to hit the
curious
like
about how much
button.
information the police
sub up
actually
if you
have
haven't
against them,
already.
and they don't
all
realize that
you
a lawyer will
bushwatchers,
get a discovery
make sure you
for
hit
them,
that
which will have
subscribe
every
button.
piece of evidence the police have. The second reason is, they believe they can convince the police that they had nothing to do with the crime, so they answer questions in a way to make them appear innocent. And lastly, people believe that asking for a lawyer will make them look guilty.
Okay, well, let me clarify
The
something.
unicorns
Okay.
try to live in the bushes, but they can't.
Do you want us to keep chatting, or do you want to talk to a lawyer? I need to know that.
Well,
we can keep
if you
chatting,
can
but you
kind
have
of,
to
if
tell
you
me.
want to tell me
Good morning,
what
Love
I'm
Coffee.
doing here and what
How's it
reason,
going?
I may try to help you out with that, but if you're going to keep me in the dark, well, then I got nothing else to say either.
Okay, so I still need to clarify with you that one point, because you mentioned, a lawyer, and I need to know if you want a lawyer now, or if we can keep chatting. This is what I
You
need to know.
can keep chat. I'll keep listening a little longer before I call.
I am
my
in
lawyer.
top chat.
Okay.
I am not in live chat.
When
The fuck
the
is that
FedEx
smell?
guy called you,
It's Naomi's
you came down to
fault.
the house with a friend.
It's Naomi's fault.
Oh, you went
It's
to your house by
unicorn
yourself?
shit though.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay.
What did the FedEx guy tell you?
Smells like sherbet.
He said, "Fucking." I'm not going to get into the story. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about it. That's Nicole. Nicole's going to have to tell you that story if you want to hear something from her. If you got her all involved in this.
Well, Mark, let me say this. We have you're saying their stories,
to
so whether they're
make
true or not, that's what we're trying to
YouTube
find out.
default
Right,
into
right,
live
right.
chat
That's
instead
our
of
job.
live chat?
Okay.
You realize that, right?
Useful.
Sure.
And as cops, so if there's incidents happen, we got to figure out what's true and
I
what's not.
feel you,
Okay.
Sam.
And we do that by talking with people.
Okay.
Obviously, that happened a while ago, so we've been working on this for a while, months.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, Nicole
That
is the
story
one that
starts
she doesn't
a
deserve
much
anything.
larger story that we have. Right, starts
Nicole is the one
with-
that is ousted,
at your house.
but
What
he's
is
not
that
pressing any
happening?
charges, so it's okay.
That includes Nicole being there, okay? And if there's a FedEx guy calls you,
Right.
right?
All right,
Right.
enjoy
So
your
this is
shopping,
where
man.
everything-
That's why I wish
listen.
she was here,
Right.
so she could straighten some of this.
So this has been
bullshit
going
out
on for a
you.
while. And you keep telling us, talk to Nicole, get the story
Yeah,
from her.
Well, if she's the one that's involved in the story, you need to talk to the players.
Right.
I'm not telling you to
No,
talk to her.
I understand
I'm telling you to
that.
talk to whatever players you're talking about in your story there. You talk to them, and whoever you said rode there with me or whatever, talk to them.
So
But you guys have got to also.
So over the last several months, well over half a year, we have talked to a lot of people.
Okay.
Okay. And
My stomach
we
is
can tell
squirmy.
you right now, Nicole's in front of a grand jury.
Okay.
Okay. You say talk to her, we have. There's a story there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Okay.
that.
So
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that. So we have a story, so we want to get your side of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we know what's true and what's not true.
All right.
Interrogations are like playing poker, where both people are trying to outplay the other. Detectives will sometimes try and bluff their suspect by telling them they already know everything, because someone else who was involved
lie.
already told them. If the suspect believes them, they may feel like they have to confess to a version
As
of
good as this guy's doing, though, for the record, he's still not playing it safe. He's taking way too many risks. He should absolutely have a lawyer in by now. The simple fact that he was brought in handcuffs, he should get a lawyer.
the story, where
Until
they will
then,
get
just sit
lesser
in
or
that
no
room.
charges. It's a tricky situation because if the suspect catches the detectives in a lie, they will realize they have nothing and end the interview.
So are we going to tell you everything that we
cutting
know?
my
Of course not.
fingernails while I'm
Okay.
I don't think you would expect that.
All right.
doing this.
Well, what I do expect is for you to tell me where I fit in. What is
Grooming.
my crime in these stories that you're talking about? What's my crime? Why the fuck did I get handcuffs put on me? I mean, I can hear you guys wanting to talk about this and that, wanting to get stories straight, but why am I getting treated like this? Why am I not? Why didn't you call me up and ask me to come in and talk? Why did you come and have me?
Would you have come and chatted with us?
I would have came in. I definitely would have came in, but I probably wouldn't have talked to you.
Okay.
And I'm not really talking to you now. I really don't have any answers
Yeah,
for your
wouldn't have
stories. I'm not going
made
to
it
straighten
any
your
worse.
stories out for you and stuff. Especially not unless I find out
Yep,
what the hell
facts. Just
my
keep
part
your
of
mouth
it is. I'm
shut.
interested in my own self, you know what I mean? And what do you mean Nicole's in front of a grand jury? What are you talking about? Like right now, she's sitting in front of a grand jury?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
So,
What is
shortly
is
after
my
you-
dog safe?
No, your dog is safe.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's very important.
Here's where Nicole was like at his
Okay.
house
So
when he got
now
arrested.
what?
He's like, she's obviously not
Well,
in front of a
I'm
grand
not-
jury.
am I
She's
arrested
at
for
my
anything?
house.
You're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
I like
That's
this
correct.
guy though.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
Okay. So
Mark is, of course, wrong. You always need a lawyer when
There
you're
you
being
go.
questioned by the
Hey.
police.
Red Tree smart.
she is indicated that,
He's saying
that
all the same
certain
stuff
things
I'm
took
saying.
place after this robbery, theft, whatever it was, the one where the FedEx guy came to the house, and I think he wanted to call the police, and she said, no, please call Mark, and I think is that right?
I'm not going to say whether that's right now, but
Is that your understanding?
I'm listening to your story.
Okay.
Almost like
And
everyone else.
from there, the series of events unfolded involving one of your club brothers, or former club brothers. Okay?
Okay.
And that's where some of this comes about. And it's up to you to clarify for us what all took place, because there's fingers.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story.
Okay.
But you're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names, I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's somebody else's story.
Smart.
You're the cop. Figure it out. Talk to somebody else. It's not my story. I'm not
I think you know that we've got it pretty well figured out. The question is, you're in a bit of a hole. We're trying to offer you a ladder to get out of this hole.
Man,
Okay?
you
Because
are so
here we've got
confused.
Nicole sitting
Yeah,
in front
we're
of the
offering
grand
you
jury
a
right
ladder
now.
with
She's
no rungs.
testifying to them.
So you can just
Okay.
slide right back
We know
down
what
and try to
she's
climb up.
going to tell them, we
Okay.
presume. That's not an issue. We have other people we've talked to, and I think you know who most of those people are.
You think wrong, but anyway, okay.
Okay? You're,
There's several others, either now or shortly, are sitting in rooms like you are.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Okay.
Well, tell me something that means something to me.
Well, without
None of
which-
this means much to me so far. And Nicole, man, she's got real problems, and her problem is she's sitting in front of a grand jury right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure her problems are going to probably unfold in front of them. So in any case, whatever, man. Talk to me about that later after she gets out of the grand jury. You'll see that.
The question you should ask here. So, am I free to go?
I'm saying Nicole's got some serious problems, and she's
If
got
you're
some
not free to
serious
go,
lying problems. And if
then
all
you
her
need a
lies
lawyer.
blow up in her face today,
If you are free to
it's
go,
about time maybe that'll help.
walk
her
out the
a little
door.
bit. Maybe this whole experience will help her quit making up bullshit and telling lies.
Important things
anyway,
to
that's
ask.
got enough about Nicole.
The most important
You got her in
question.
front of a grand jury. You got all the
Am
stories
I
in from
free
her.
to go?
Now, what else would you like from me?
Mark is waiting for the police to tell him they suspect him of committing a crime so he can ask for a lawyer. Like I said before, he is afraid of appearing
Nice.
guilty, so he wants the detectives to
be
give him
so
a reason to
mad.
request a lawyer. The detectives know
It's like
this,
a
which is why
proud
they have
moment,
not
but at the
accused him of
same time,
anything,
you just get
and
angry.
they've
It's
been very
like,
vague in their questioning.
my student
Well,
has beaten me.
I guess that depends on what you're willing to
However,
talk about. You don't want to give us
my
names,
student has beaten
so
me.
I'm not sure how we can talk about the folks that you
women
think we should
lie.
go talk to.
I don't think you should go talk to anybody. I don't care what you do,
Women.
man. I really do
Just
not care what you
kidding.
do.
Love you all.
You're not telling me, what am I doing sitting here? You haven't even told me that yet. Why am I here? Because of things that happened to me? I'm here because of stuff that happened to me.
Yes,
what happened to you?
You guys are you're
job,
telling the
Rob.
stories. You're telling the stories.
We haven't said anything happened to you. What happened to you?
Well, you said I was the one that showed up with somebody else in a car or something like that when the FedEx man called and stuff. You're telling me the story. Wouldn't that be something that happened to me?
I thought you meant like you committed a crime. Or something.
You are a cop to the bone.
Or a crime happened to you.
You're a cop to the bone. That's funny, man. Yeah. I'm acting like I committed a
No,
crime.
I think you misunderstood me, Mark.
Well, I think that
You said something happened to me, a crime.
check it out. I think that you guys have your stories really screwed up, really
This
confused,
shit I'm
and I
out.
think that you're going to find that out. You're going to find. I believe if they got
Help us help
What?
if
Don't
anybody's
introduce
helping
you
with
to
that.
my
Nicole,
friend.
if anybody's got Nicole better, you should go
Hee hee
maybe
hee.
watch that little deal and see what you got in front of you there.
Well, help us
and
get
maybe
the
you'll
story
figure out
unconfused.
what kind of bullshitter you've got and junkie you've got in front of you. And fucking, in the end, then come tell me you got that I did something. I don't even know you haven't told me that I did anything wrong yet. Do you suspect me of
He
something?
was letting her
Well,
win
help us
during
get
the
this
training.
Because if you
Now,
suspect me of doing
now
a
the
crime,
training
let me
is
know
done.
so I
The
can
training
get a
arc
lawyer.
has
You know what I mean?
come to its
Don't-
end.
Well, I don't think we've accused you of committing
No, you
a crime,
haven't,
have we?
and that's why I'm still looking at these marks on my wrists and
Gotta
going,
get that training montage music. Bum 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 ch, bump dump down ch, bump dump down ch, bum bum bum. Rising up, back on the streets. Took my time, took my chances. And now the music's over. The champion has emerged. defeated her former teacher. Sorry, I'm
Man, what a way to
Hyping
treat
it up.
somebody who's
Just
not
hyping it up.
suspected of doing a crime.
Okay.
You know?
So help us get this thing unconfused. Because you're saying, go talk to people, but we don't know who to talk to.
Here you go.
1 month.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, man.
that's pretty
I'm going
solid.
to help you get unconfused, all right? If you think that I did something wrong, anything, okay, any kind of crime,
Yep, leaving her here.
let me get my lawyer over here, and I will tell my lawyer, you know what? Give these guys a lie detector test.
That's something I'm
Take
going to do a
the
lot
lie
more
detector
of
test.
when I
Don't make
get
these
back to
cops
Ohio playing pool.
suspect the wrong people. So if you guys think I did anything wrong, hit me with a lie detector test or something. I've got nothing to fucking hide.
Now it's Mark's turn to bluff. During these interrogations, sometimes you will hear the suspects say, "Just give me a lie detector test." This is their way of bluffing the police by telling them they are so confident in their answers that they aren't scared of a device that will tell the police if they're lying or not.
I got nothing to hide, and I just have nothing to say. It's against my fucking nature to sit here
I
and
kind
talk
of
to
knew he
cops.
wasn't going to.
Now, I told
he
you
wouldn't have got
more than I
hacked.
probably
But
wish I would have
that
already.
was kind of a
Okay?
freaky moment. It was
Just shouldn't have told you my
hilarious.
name. You know what I mean?
He's
You
just
got
like
my name, you're playing games.
in a
You
story,
know,
just
and you
chilling
know,
like
you're probably
this,
here.
you know.
In any case,
And then
if
all
you
of a
think I
sudden,
did something, and you really do, if
the
you really
balloons
think
go
I
up and
did
he's just
something
like,
wrong, then you guys maybe think
mid-sentence
about
just
giving me a
stops.
lie detector test and seeing, lay
stares
it
at
out,
the
lay what you
screen
think
for
I did
like
out on a lie detector test.
trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I should have captured it. I should have made a clip.
I just want a lawyer there.
That's
to
an
make
easy
sure
short
you're doing
right
the right
there.
thing or whatever. But I'm willing
is
to do that
this?
just so you guys don't bark up the wrong tree. But I'm not willing to sit here and tell you stories like some piece of shit rat. Okay? You got your world, I got mine. In my world, rats are pieces of shit. I'm not
All
gonna sit
because
here
his
telling on
fingers were
Nicole.
over there like
I'm not
this.
gonna sit here telling on anybody. I'm not gonna sit here telling on anybody for anything. For whatever it is.
Did she tell you that Bagger was one of the people who came and tied her up?
I'm not using iOS,
answering
so it's
any
not going to
more
do it
questions
for
you.
me. But
Okay. At all, or just about that incident?
I think, the truth is, I think I'll just not answer anymore at all and have you guys arrest me so I can see what the hell I'm under arrest for if you're not going to tell me. Because I want to know where I fit in, you know? I
There you go,
hear
that's
what you're
smart.
barking at and stuff, and I don't really understand some of the stuff, why in the hell you even care about it, because I'm not going to press no charges on anybody, so I don't even know why you guys even give a shit. But I am interested in what the hell I'm going to get arrested for, so
Me, a
arrest me
bajillion
for it
her
so we
one.
can go from
It's-
there.
well,
In a last-ditch
in the
effort,
words
the
of
detective
the great Chester Beddington, Chester from Lincoln Park, it starts with one.
detectives ask Mark about his interactions with Robert.
One thing.
They are hoping
Don't
Mark will
know
say
why.
that he did not like him or they did not get along. Even though Mark should have never answered any questions and immediately asked for a lawyer, he has done a great job not giving the detectives any more information that could be used against him.
I'm not going to tell stories about the club and this and that and why, I'm telling you, I've already told you the common stuff. This is what pretty much everybody knows. It ain't hard for you guys to find out that the fucking guy got kicked out of our motorcycle club.
Sure.
That is not hard to find out.
When's the last time you were actually eyes on with Bagger? Was he a club member then, or was it
Yeah.
after? Did he
It's like
put
you
you off
are.
at some stop?
But at the same time, I saw him when he was going out.
Okay.
I saw him go, he was and wasn't at the same time. The last time I saw him.
That's the last time?
He was until he told him, get the fuck out of here, and then he wasn't. So I saw him, he was and wasn't that same day, and that's the last time I've ever seen him.
Okay. Did he ever come by and vandalize anything of yours?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Bagger, when did...
Well, is he a cheap shot guy, or is he someone?
And, I really don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to answer questions about
There you
Bagger.
go.
Okay.
Hey,
So you
Robo
never did
Granny,
anything to
welcome
you?
to the
No.
chat.
Okay. You never went eyes on with him again after that when he was out of the club.
He respected me, I think, and,
Okay.
and he talked very nice to me anytime I ever saw him. I'll tell you that. Me and him never had a bad word. In the end, I found out he was a piece of shit junkie.
Right.
So I admit I hold that against him because I spent a lot of time with the guy and stuff and kind of gave him my heart, sort of like, and so when people just really disgrace us like that and stuff, it leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I will admit that. But that's the end of it. When you're done with us, you're just done. So anything that happens to him after that, I have no idea. Like I said, One thing about our motorcycle club is when you're done with us, you're just done with us. We got no time for you. We got no words for you. You won't be getting any more calls. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're done. And Bagger's just one of a lot of guys that the same kind of shit happens to. It's part of the life.
Okay.
In the end, Mark and other members of the club would be arrested and charged with murder. The biker club would be raided and police would find evidence of years of crimes being committed. Nicole, among others, would work with prosecutors, and in exchange for their testimonies, they would receive lighter sentencing. Mark would receive life in prison for his role in the crime. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time here on the Red Tree Crime YouTube channel.
That guy was pretty good, and they say that he was amazing and outsmarted the detectives. He wasn't that great. He could have done that way better, but he did good enough for somebody who's actually participating. The best thing is to not participate. When you're being asked all these questions, just ask for a lawyer. Say, I'm not answering any questions until my lawyer's here. Am I free to go? Most important question. Am I free to go? No? Okay, lawyer. Am I free to go? Yes. All right. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Sometimes life can be like whatever, homie. Even for fools that are successful, they have fatty on, homie.
Again, I'm just reacting to videos that have been sent to me.
Right,
so if you have anything that you want to send to me, feel free to send it to me on Discord or link it in the chat.
Homegirl Christina P, homie.
Ever since I moved from Los Angeles to Texas.
Ooh. Oh, before we do this, I may have a quick short to watch. There we go. Oh, poop, wrong thing.
I was chasing after you.
Oh, I fucking love it.
What the fuck just happened? What the fuck was that just now? It's not my birthday. Hold up a peace sign real quick and hold it. What the fuck, bro? I had my hands up like this and it does these stupid ass moves. What other ones are there? Is there this one too or what? How about this?
That is a good fucking short. Oh damn!
I was chasing after
the very beginning of it. I want to watch it again. Just the. He wasn't even intending to put up like a peace sign. It's so good. I know I didn't press anything.
What the fuck just happened? What the fuck was that just now? It's not my birthday.
This is so good.
Hold up a peace sign real quick and hold it. What the fuck, bro? I had my hands up like this and it does these stupid ass balloons. What other ones are there? Is there this one too or what? How about this?
Alright. Back to what I was watching here. Let's restart it. We're only 5 seconds in anyway. Inner Chola. That was so good. What's up, Creative Witch? How you doing today?
Sometimes
it was
life
so much funnier live because we were scrambling trying to figure out what it was.
For fools that are successful, They have feria, homie. But still, life can be like, dang, you know, you're gonna be like this right now. And that seems to be the case for my homegirl, Christina P, homie.
Ever since I moved from Los Angeles to Texas, I'm just like a basic, boring suburban mom.
Yeah, so I'm going to invite Tyler, Connor, Cooper, Tanner, Grimsley.
I can't even
Grimsley?
write jokes
That's-
anymore. I
that's a
can't
name?
write fart jokes. The other day, I was so depressed, I went to Whole Foods and I bought an entire case of vegan muffins, the spicy ones.
We do
the
need some
jalapeno
potato
ones,
up
and I
in here
ate them
every
all
once
in
in a
the
while.
parking lot. And I gave myself diarrhea.
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you feel any type of release after you had let go of those vegan jalapeno?
Hi,
cupcakes or
LB
guitar
motherfucking
muffins
G.
or-
I don't know, something is missing. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
see
Like,
any video
Creeper,
or hear any
I'm
audio.
818 till I die. It's like the spice has just been sucked out of me.
I think you have the wrong
Like I said,
earphone in.
you know, that's why it's hard for me to see you in this condition. You know what I mean?
No, we're stoked for Keegan's birthday.
Okay, well, I've seen this condition before.
Yeah?
It seems to me that you have lost touch with your inner chola. Every hyena has an inner chola. You know, no matter what race, ethnicity, and statistically, white hyenas are more susceptible to this condition.
Okay.
You know, well, check this out.
You gotta
know I
find
got
your
your
inner
back, right?
chola.
Por vida, homie. We're gonna get through this, okay? Let's get those vibes going, homie.
All right.
Yes, yes it is.
Yeah, see, we'll work on that. We're gonna drop it down, okay?
Okay.
I feel how down you are. I know what's inside you. Man, that's the homie over there.
Which means I might get taken down
oh,
again like I did when I watched their show.
There you
but
go. There you go.
we'll
There it
see.
is.
Christina was showing hope, homie. There was definitely some moments where I'm like, oh, there it is. There's the inner chola.
Oh, yeah, it hurts, huh?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
But then she just continued to act dumb.
I don't know if you remember last time I
So we
watched
still have work
something
to
that
do.
was
I feel like we came a long way already. We did some cholo fit. I want to make
her
sure we
and Adam
seal that
Segura.
deal.
I got
So I got a little
taken
special
down.
dose for you. This homie taught me everything, about, you know, my spirituality, everything helped me elevate myself to maintain. I'm gonna bring the homie in right now.
Oh.
We're gonna give you guys a little time, right?
Guys, you left this shoe. You don't want your slipper?
Oh.
Hey, food.
You're calling it the wrong thing.
Over here, food. Hi, Christina. I heard you lost your inner chola, food.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm watching.
Your back, food. I need you to breathe with me, okay?
Isn't that a chancla or something like that?
Now we're gonna go back to the San Fernando Valley, food. Now you're at Bob's Big Boy, food, Friday night. Hear the lowriders hitting switches in the background, food.
Yup.
Now you're in the bathroom at Portola Middle School, food. You're in there sharing makeup with your chola homegirls.
I can smell the Aquanet in the air.
That's right.
I have my Wet n Wild lipstick that I usually carry, but I forgot to bring it.
Uh-huh.
It's that brick red color.
Okay, fool.
Shy Girl lets me use
Okay,
hers.
calm down, fool. Let's try a couple words, okay?
Okay.
Stupid.
Stupid.
How dumb.
How dumb.
There he goes, homie. Dropping that magic. It was tough for me to see her in that condition, losing her inner chola like that.
You gotta lose a piece of yourself to gain a piece of yourself, you know?
Pantufla, I told you that.
You know who I've been hanging around? Pantufla, if he could help me, a little old sad thing like me, man, like, I was literally outside of the club crying my eyes off. I heard a voice, I didn't know where to look. I thought it was God the way I was out. To even call him a shoe he more than that. That boy got soul. You know, no pun.
So I had met Jamar, homie, had approached me at the gym, man. And so he had come up to me.
Got
like, hey,
soul.
you gotta meet the homie over here. I looked over, lo and behold, or whatever, there was the
no.
pantuflas chilling, homie, on a bench, eh? You know, I'm grateful every day, homie. I talk to that fool almost every day with Jamar's help because he holds up the phone because that fool don't have no arms or nothing.
He's the wisest, smartest pantufla I ever met in my life.
Pantufla.
There it is, food. The inner chola will be
There
there
it
to
is,
protect you.
food.
So how you guys been, eh?
Living that life on that book tour, man.
Oh, how's that been going?
Good, man. We in Fort Lauderdale next week.
Oh shit, that's a trip.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what they did.
We're
Flight of
trying
the
this
Navigator,
again?
remember that one?
Yeah.
So
Dude,
it's
I don't think it worked this time either.
I can hear you this time.
She's from the Valle, homie.
Oh,
From
you know
LA,
what?
so
I
she
think
gets
I'm
it.
dumb. Just like,
Hi, I'm
I'm
Dave.
so down for whatever lately.
What up,
It's
Dave?
been amazing.
What's going on, my friend?
I've just been kicking
I'm
it with
retarded.
homies. But my husband.
Nope, that wasn't it either.
Like, maybe you should kick it a little bit less because my two kids
Yep,
kind of need
retarded.
me around the house. So.
So I heard you.
Anyway,
did
yeah,
that
so-
beat.
I appreciate Pantufla coming through.
yeah, she needs a ride. Y'all should call that chicken Uber.
Oh yeah. You should do that.
No. Straight whoop my ass. I saw it coming though, honestly, because like I tell her like you shoot on that table, just run
hear
through a
the
rack,
video?
and I'll shoot on this table. Like warm up before we just jump right into a game, you know. And I shot a 9. Usually I get through a 9-ball and a 6-ball. I shot my 9-ball. I look over and she's like, "You ready?" I was like, "Oh fuck, all right." Like ran through like, oh, so you just read? Okay, all right. The times are like the timing has changed. Usually I get through both games.
Oh,
I just ran a 9-ball and she was ready to. She was on her last ball.
Uh-oh. Get wrecked.
Do what?
Get wrecked.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's actually pretty badass.
It's pretty good when the master outclasses the student, or the student outclasses the master, you know?
It's actually pretty badass. Like
Yeah.
now, I will not think twice, honestly. When people are like, "Y'all want to play partners?" Fuck yeah, I'm gonna play
Nope.
partners.
And that's just going to make you have to improve your game now.
Oh, you have
can't
no
let
idea.
her keep beating you.
No,
That
no,
can't
I'm gonna
happen.
stop playing left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Nope. All right. All right.
But shit, y'all be good.
No problem. You too, bud. Bye.
Has been like, maybe you should kick it a little bit less
There we go.
because my two kids.
Hey,
kinda
Mindy,
need me
what's
around
up?
the house, so like,
Welcome
whatever.
to the show.
And I appreciate Pantufla coming through, homie, because for his one-on-one consultations or whatever, I think it's like $1,000 or something.
Yeah, shout out to the homeboy Jamar, and I'm gonna sell that food later. I sell him all day, homie, because that's how we do. He rides me around on the bike, food, and we make feria, homie. We're selling a book right now. We're on a book tour. Hey, where we at next weekend again, food?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's right.
What they known for out there?
Mostly doing anal stuff, food. Nah, just playing.
Yeah, homie, you know,
Is that a
she's
look
on
of
the right path, eh?
excitement
I mean,
or
she
a
went a
look
little
of
extra
fear?
a couple times, a few times, but
Hey, homie.
you really took it there.
Yeah.
It looks good, homie. Nah, you look
Yeah.
female, pretty sure, but we gotta tone this down a little bit. It's good that you're doing this though, but you know, you're more your inner chola. Don't make this like regular basis, because you know you got a family and everything. You know, we toned her back and brought her back, and she's like, all right, you know, she gets it, find that balance.
I'm proud of you though, right? Let's take a little walk. You know, put out the vibes, the blood flowing.
Oh, bam.
Okay, calm down.
That was pretty good. The chunkla, the shoe, whatever you want to call it. Chunkla's a flip flop, isn't it? I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Bow, 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 ba, da, bow. Next. Copy text. Paste.
All right. Sitting here right here, actually, with my two nephews right here, a couple young buckaroos. And tell me about yourself. Let's start with you, brother.
My name is Max, and I'm 8 years old, and
Hold on.
I'm taking an 8-hour road trip from Louisiana.
Okay. And what brought you here to this area? What brought you out here to the Central East, brother? You looking for work or what?
No, my parents said that we were going to go because it's a summer break, and we have nothing else to do at home.
Okay. And this fella over here, and how do you know him, this other guy?
Oh, he's my brother. Friends.
Okay, are you guys friends also, would you say, Max, or what do you feel like?
No.
Okay.
We can be friends, but we can be mortal enemies as well.
Okay.
Mostly mortal enemies, though.
All right. And your name, bud?
My name is
They
Zeffy.
both need haircuts.
I am 9 years old, and
You looking for love?
not yet.
Okay.
He stopped for like 3
Okay.
seconds.
That's fine, man. I've been there, dude. I've definitely had times where I was looking for love and times where I wasn't.
Did you marry Morgan Wallen?
I wouldn't marry. I mean, I don't think both of us prefer women.
Yeah.
So, but
I kind of get that.
I think if it were if we lived in a different universe, there could be a chance. I don't know. I don't know if he.
How are you
I don't know how he feels.
communicate with each other if you lived in a different universe?
I don't know. It's a great question, man.
It is a great question.
If we live in a different universe, I don't know. I guess we would probably.
It is a great question.
I think you would probably have to create a way to get there, like a shuttle ship or
Like
something.
a space travel.
Or you
Like
could
what they
just
did
dream
in
of kissing
Infinity
him.
War. They went. It was either in Infinity
What
War
the
or Endgame. They went in the
The
ship
kids
with
are
the Guardians of the
gaslighting him.
Here,
Galaxy.
move this closer to you.
And they broke through. The space, and it created like a.
Yeah, you'd have to break
Alternate
through
universe.
space.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I got enough going on here right now.
and there's like
I-
space
He could do that because he's like Albert Einstein.
I'm not doing it. I'm saying I
He's
just
like
bought a bunch
Albert
of flowers. I'm not
Einstein
doing.
second,
I'm doing stuff at the house
You bought a bunch of flowers.
Why does it say that tree's
What kind of flowers?
$120?
because it was a $120 tree. And
What
that's-
kind of flowers?
You got like 3 of them.
Sean likes to spend that money.
What kind of flowers?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
So let me ask you a question, guys. Are you guys single men or what's? And let's go one at a time here. Let's start with you, Zeffy. Are you single these days, or
Bought a bunch of
what's love looking like in your life? Have you started thinking about girls or that kind of, or
No.
what happens at 9 years old?
I like thinking about food,
Okay, yeah, me too.
but like, I'm not that much of a person that will start a conversation.
Mhm.
I can sit and wait because I don't want to be mean to like. And if somebody starts talking to me,
I also like
I just
thinking about
carry on
food.
and
I actually
keep
don't like
talking.
thinking
But
about
like,
food, 'cause it
I
makes me
usually
hungry,
don't
and
like
I
to
haven't eaten
engage in
today.
conversations.
Okay, so you're more like you'll continue a conversation, but you won't start a conversation.
Yeah, it's like if you're in a video game, you land somewhere that is not contested, but you're not afraid to fight.
Right.
Like that.
Okay. Okay, I got it. And Max, what about you? Are you the kind of guy who will start a conversation? Do you even know how to communicate? What is going on with you?
I really don't know how to talk to girls at all.
Okay.
And I like this one girl in my class, but I get bullied.
You get
'cause I-
bullied by her?
No, I get bullied by everyone because I like a girl.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you let her know or not?
It's at school, but like
I think I'm done.
I think it's
He's
with
already
every,
done.
With every
He just
like
started and he's already
elementary
done. What's
school
up, John Zaku?
crush. You
Not the real
you wait
John
till
Zirka?
they find out that they like you, that you like them.
Okay,
So how do you let someone know? Say if there is a crush, right?
Sometimes I look
Which
like
is
a-
totally normal.
Oh, with boys, you
I'm really
just
thinking
you
about
you
food.
either ask your friend to do it or you write a note, put it in her desk, and then leave school.
Yeah, that's
what I
my
mean?
old move, dude.
Okay, so I have this really funny story.
Or leave
that-
town. That's what I would do.
Leave town?
I
Yeah.
have this really funny story that started at like the beginning of the school year, and we were still laughing at it until the end.
You probably also have better fighting skills than the real John Zirka. I don't know if you watch that man, but he fights like this. So I'm sure he is not a bouncer. I'm sure that part of his backstory was a lie. Because you would not be afraid to get hit.
Okay.
And this kid, my best friend, or he was my best friend. His name is
Randall?
No, Ocean.
Okay.
And he liked this
Yeah,
girl
there's
named
no way he was
Clarice.
a bouncer.
Stop it. And they liked each other. And then we were like,
You're just trying to sound tougher.
and then so we're still laughing at it for like the entire school year.
And are they still together?
You look like a man who is
I
afraid
don't
to
think
get punched
they
in the
didn't
face, like as if
find
it's
each
never
other,
happened to
but
him
they're
before.
probably.
What do you mean
gonna
find
say.
each other?
Are
They
they
go to
real
I mean,
school
they
together.
have they.
Or are they real people, guys?
To be real, I have no idea.
Okay. There
It's
we
probably like a virtual assistant that he uses.
go. Of course. That's what I was going to guess. Now, let's talk about some of you guys' plans for the future. I know you guys right now you're 9 years
pretty
old, you
much.
said,
That's
Zeffy,
exactly
and
what it
Max,
was.
you're
I can
6?
start.
You're 6 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
what-
I can start.
Yeah, I just want to know some of your plans for the future.
I want
And be
to.
honest with me,
like
please.
shit the whole time.
I want to
because
be
they
a
like
foot
him better.
doctor.
Oh, really? Podiatrist, they call it. Footman, they call it on the street.
Wait a minute. What if the patient has foot fungus? Will you eat it? Look, question. Will you eat the foot fungus or will you throw it away? Do you know foot fungus tastes like goat milk?
Really?
I drink goat milk every day for
Blue cheese
breakfast.
tastes like goat milk. I know a friend that's addicted to blue cheese.
In my
I have a friend that's
cereal,
addicted to inoculations.
yeah, this is not true.
Most of my friends are
This
addicted to
isn't
stuff.
true. In my cereal, instead of using milk, I use goat milk with foot fungus in it.
Oh,
I'm
really?
addicted to caramel.
Really?
Yeah, I take bottles
He's
and
addicted to
suck the
Nutella.
caramel out of it.
Okay, so you want to be a foot doctor. And Zeffy, what do you, when you think about your future and where you are now, do you have any big plans? Do you have any, what do you kind of see yourself in the future? A few years down the road from now, do you see yourself kind of still living in the same house?
The other birds would freak out.
Do you
at
see
your
yourself having a
reaction.
job?
If it's a few years down, I'd probably
You gonna stay living with your parents, or are you gonna?
no. I'm gonna move out when I have the money and stuff.
Theo
And I want
Vaughn.
to move into an apartment and get a job.
And a couple animals or something, or what?
Theo Vaughn and Bobby Lee
I
are
want to
hilarious.
get a. Is it legal to have a bobcat as a pet?
I bet it is.
Oh,
Bobby
I wanna
Lee
get a
had one like
bobcat
this,
or like.
where he was like
I really
interviewing
want
his kids,
a
and then
cockatoo
his
or a
kids-
parakeet because you can talk to them.
Made him look
Funny
real
story,
bad.
Actually, my aunt and my mother. Funny story, actually. Had a parrot,
Mhm.
a red parrot, and he would say, they would always say like, "Shut up, Ricky," and so the parrot would always say, "Shut up, Ricky,"
Really?
and he would say, and the parrot would say, "Butthead." and
Oh, so
stuff.
the parrot is really he kind of has a mind of his own, huh?
Yeah, but it's like an influence from his owners,
He's
right?
an influencer.
Yeah, I think so.
The parrot is. Is he on TikTok?
The parrot.
He's not on TikTok, but
No. The parrot went viral
What
like a few
exactly
years
is
later.
analog humor?
Oh, dang.
he is friends.
He went
with,
viral on
I'd
He's
have
friends
to
with,
find the
Bryce Hall. He actually cut Bryce Hall's hair.
definition of analog.
parrot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, analog
I
horror.
can imagine that.
Never mind.
Now let me ask you guys.
My dad
this.
is LeBron James.
No,
Okay.
he's not, Max.
Okay,
How do
now
you
let me
know
tell you
that?
about this. Let's talk about some things you guys are not good at. I
I
want you to
wonder how
each share
you
something.
My
and be
dad,
honest
everything
with
in
me.
my life,
What are you good at?
like eating and sleeping,
Okay, and what are you not good at?
everything.
Do you think you guys as parents will stay together for a long time? Have you guys talked about that,
Is
or what
that
does their
like Blair
relationship
Witch
seem
Project?
like?
Yeah, I
we
think
joke
it's
around
good.
sometimes, say that
Yelling
they're cheating
record?
on each other for
That's
some
not
reason.
right, Mac.
So like things that imitate looking like they were filmed in reality but were actually produced in a studio kind of stuff. Like maybe the set is a bunch of people who are going to explore a crypt or something like that, or some old sanitarium, and they use handheld cameras and stuff, but it's actually shot as like a planned Hollywood type of thing. Is that what you're talking about? Is that analog horror?
That's
Mhm.
very.
It's
Okay.
very you style, but like at the same time.
That's like a
me.
bad influence for your children.
I don't have children.
But you're like your children in the future.
My child is actually.
What are you gonna name your children?
I'm gonna name them
Goobert.
I'm gonna name them Goofy and Goober.
Oh wow, are they going to be
All
twins, or
goofy
female or
goobers.
male?
They're gonna be attack helicopters.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Nice.
I could see that.
Good
actually seems very
answer.
on brand with where we're headed as a society.
Yes.
What do you think, Zeffy? Now, when you start to look at the world today, do you think that the world's headed in a good
Going to
direction? What are some of your
Ghost
thoughts?
We need to stop
Maybe.
the old guys
I have
that
no idea how I would
wear
logistically do that.
wear shirts with
I don't
Russian
think my
flags
phone
on
is good
them.
enough to actually do
Because I
that.
think they're
It
American
definitely doesn't have the
communists.
battery life.
It's been said. It's been rumored.
And I think,
Stop pollution.
yeah, sure, but like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
global
guy.
warming,
Yeah, sure,
global
guy.
warming, and like wildfires.
I'm just being serious, and we're probably just being like
I
crazy.
got like an
But
old
look,
ass
I'm
iPhone.
trying to be
Global
serious.
warming is nice when you're at the beach when
battery
it's nice and
lasts
hot.
About an hour
Let's be
when
honest.
it's actually being
But-
used.
But in our reality, global warming isn't good, right?
I agree with you. Except when you're at the beach.
Except that, but like,
So here's the question is, do you think enough people are willing to give up going to the beach and having a nice time
no.
Make
in
sure you
order
hit
for
that
the
like
world
button.
not to global
Oh, wow.
warm?
I'm voice cracking a lot lately.
Yeah, but
I don't know what's going
like,
on. Am I going
but
through
most of the
second
people that go
puberty?
to the
Is that a
beach are
thing?
like adults and kids, and most of the
Well,
kids.
duh. What else would go? A parrot?
No, an
Puberty
attack
2.0?
helicopter, bro. We brought our dogs.
Who's driving the helicopter?
The attack helicopter? The whole point of it being an attack helicopter is because it drives itself and crashes into everything and blows stuff up. But it's an immortal helicopter.
You guys are legends. Now I want to ask
Dude,
you.
this
too-
kid, this
Thank
kid
you.
is like.
And I want to ask you
classic.
guys too. You
He's a
guys
natural.
are.
He's got a future in this.
You know, what age do you feel like you might want to settle down? Kind of. I know you guys
What
are
is
kind of.
settle down? You mean like let myself go?
Yeah.
Oh,
What does that mean?
Getting older. I know right now you guys try to take care of your diet, take care of your body.
We don't
37.
have a diet.
Dude, the kid on the left is
So
hilarious.
37, you're thinking
though.
of starting to just let it go, huh?
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
James
it's fun.
Harden.
21.
Yeah.
He went to the party, and then he came back fat. I think he ate a lot of donuts.
Might have. Do you guys have any suggestions for me?
Yes.
Okay.
You should tear those curtain downs. Break the window. Replace the windows
worry,
with,
there's not
with
that much
walls
left.
and paint all the Simpsons characters on the wall.
Oh,
Because
really?
you had that in your studio in LA, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a bad idea? We've thought about
Go
doing
take
something
a
different. We're
unicorn
working
poop,
with this
come back
church
and we'll
curtain
be
vibe
done.
right
I
now.
need something. I have no idea what it is.
So you said you saw the first season of Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
What was your
Crying
favorite part?
My favorite part was.
I didn't watch it.
I like that little kid with the glasses on.
Excuse me?
I like the little kid with the glasses on.
Who? The glasses?
Little kid with glasses on? Is he talking about a different show?
What? Hello?
Who in Stranger Things had glasses on?
I don't remember.
Are you okay? What did he look like? Did he have curly hair?
I don't remember.
Did anyone
He
even
just got
wear
called
glasses
out.
in the first season?
What are you guys? Okay.
Wait,
What are you?
Wait,
What are you?
was it Barb?
Who's Barb?
The
Yeah.
first girl
Let's
that
go to
died?
the barb.
Yeah. It wasn't Barb, dude.
What are the Demogorgons doing on a Friday night? They
Wouldn't
go
we-
to the
That's
barb.
the real question.
Wouldn't we like to know, huh?
Because they took her in the show.
My favorite part.
But everybody knows that. 'cause
If
everybody watches
anybody
it.
is watching this that hasn't seen Stranger Things, there's spoilers. My favorite part is when
Dude,
they
that's
when
a smart kid. He's even
they're-
throwing the
they're-
spoiler warning.
They're like
Why is it on your face?
Oh my god.
What the heck?
when they're
It's like take like
when
2
they're on
seconds
the
to
bike
look at
chase
my
with the
knife.
big vans, and then Elle flips over the van with her mind.
Okay.
Why is that
Okay.
that, bro?
Okay. Okay.
Do you need a nap,
Okay.
sir?
How do you guys? Okay.
How do we go to
We
the
have
barb?
a. We have a.
A. We. I owe you.
What?
A. I owe you.
Well, there's probably a good reason why
We
you
do
don't
this.
work in schools and daycares
Max.
anymore.
Are you thinking about getting plastic surgery in a few years? In like a few
I want to
years?
get plastic surgery to look like my dog.
You should get a nose job.
Yeah. Get a nose job.
I want to
Shave your eyebrows and put eyebrow makeup on.
I want to get my eyes sewn closed and write party time on each one.
I want to get my lip or my arm tattooed saying, I'm a goofy goober. Have you not seen SpongeBob?
We're all goofy.
Yeah,
Get
goobers.
You guys. Are
What did
children.
you do as a kid if you didn't watch SpongeBob?
I didn't watch SpongeBob. We rode our bike.
Cool.
We made ramps.
We
Cool.
left the house.
We hurt
Went
ourselves.
outside.
And
The one you just said was the fun part.
people would
All
vomit
right,
sometimes.
I will.
Cool.
For sure.
Oh,
Pretty lit. We used to eat ants.
I got really
What?
sick like a week ago, and I
Okay.
threw up 12 times. And I stayed in a chair. Have you ever had a feeling of being like, way down with like poop.
Do you even
Oh, I watched that
believe
last time.
yourselves?
I mean, to be real.
What does that mean?
Do you
I
even
watched
believe in
that
me?
yesterday. Or
Look, guys,
the day before, but I'll watch it again. It's a good one.
There's this guy that was born with the voice of Morgan Freeman. He's
got you.
reincarnated as a lawnmower, and the only thing he can't do is open foil paper.
Nice.
Do you want to hear my Morgan Freeman impersonation?
Yes. What is wrong with you?
I didn't start it yet. Here's my Morgan Freeman impersonation, all right?
Okay.
They said it would take a man 600 years to get out of this here prison, but Andy Dufresne did it in less than 20.
Why are you?
That wasn't very
like,
good.
Why did I even get us on that topic?
What's something you just want to tell the people out there? You know, let's give each of you guys about 30 seconds to just tell people what you want to say, and then we can.
I want to say that I am glad that I'm on this podcast because I never thought I would be on a podcast, and that's all.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to say is, I feel very glad to be on this podcast, and just a thanks to my parents for taking me out here and stuff, and I actually want to promote Theo's merch by doing like a little sequence.
Okay.
Okay. So I have his hoodie on.
Yeah.
Whatever website he has, go buy it, please.
Okay. All right, man. Well,
Bye.
You know I love you guys, and I'm glad you guys were able to be here today.
Naomi's like,
and,
get him off the screen.
We just say at the end of the episode, we say we'll probably go out with a little bit of Eddie 9 Volt again. Come up.
Excuse me?
And it's the same song that we came in with.
What's that supposed to mean?
And I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show. You can get tickets at theovon.com/tour. TOUR.
And what?
Don't buy through any other site because
It's a scam. It's a scam website. That's
Thank
how I watch iCarly.
there you go. A lot of scams out there.
Do governments create clouds for you to stop seeing the end of the earth?
Now that's a question for this guy Eddie Bravo, a friend of mine who's not here today, but I'm gonna ask him. You guys be good to yourselves, man. Gang.
Gang. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. All right, here. There you go. We'll watch this again.
I'm retarded.
Oh, I love it.
Should we talk about my
what's
Schultz
next?
appearance?
Yes.
Andrew Schultz pranks
So-
Bert Kreischer.
Andrew's good as a he has this real skill. Andrew Schultz we're talking about.
We're talking about Andrew Schultz. If you don't know, he's got a podcast called Flagrant. I'm sure it's been out.
Last time I watched this show, I got blocked for copyright. You remember
I have not
right?
said anything about it, but I had it was a roller coaster of emotions.
He's done this before, by the way, with I forget somebody else was coming on that I know, and he this is
I think this is the one that got me copyright struck. Hold on. Lauren wanted me to play this. No, maybe in a minute. Maybe in a minute, Lauren.
Put your head in there.
Naomi's sick of seeing kids. We'll
this
give
is
it a minute.
it's a clever like producing move where he'll be like, so and so's coming on, anything to like bring up, anything that would be fun to talk about, and
No,
so you
that's
kind of
from,
go like, oh, this
Rally
or that.
Arachnid.
And then with you, I feel like the question was more, I thought it was more pointed, like, is there anything that's like, I'll even look it up. But he asks this, right? He's like, what's, and when you realize that when somebody does like this, this question for their for their show, you're like, oh, this is actually a really effective way to gain insight that they would otherwise. And it doesn't take long to ask this, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, what is something interesting, funny, weird we can tap into about him? And I'm like, well, he hates clowns and balloons. And he's like, what? I go, he hates them. He hates them. So we go back and forth about it. And I was like, and then I go, I tell him, if you do that at the beginning, you might not have a podcast.
There you go.
So I go,
it was a very accurate insight.
I told him, I go, if you do that at the beginning, you might not have. Did he do the beer thing?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Okay, well, I was like, that's funny. It's a funny concept.
Had he just done the beer thing, I think that would have been hilarious. But hang on. Let me rephrase.
And let me tell you, look, I said, balloons, if you do that or clowns, I do it near the end if you're going to surprise him. Because he'll get all jittery and not. I tell him.
Well,
like,
you made a very accurate assessment.
Yeah.
I did not. The beer thing was funny. The beer thing was funny because they.
Well, tell them what it is.
So he gave me non-alcoholic beer, and they all drank non-alcoholic beer, and I was like, gosh, I thought like I knew he didn't drink, so I was like, what? It's not that he's drinking.
So that I can.
So I was like, whatever. They give me non-alcoholic beer.
Like if you're in a writer's room and they go, Bert Kreischer's coming in. What if we all drank regular beers and gave him? It's a very funny concept.
It would have been very funny. It was overwhelmed by my reaction to the clown.
Did he? Okay, now here's my question. Did it happen earlier?
Yes,
or
I
later?
have
'Cause
seen
haven't
the Tom
it.
Segura Andrew Tate interview.
Send in the clowns.
Correct.
It happened in the middle
try to
of the
stay
podcast,
off the Andrew Tate
I
stuff.
shut down.
I'm not a big fan.
I don't know how they've edited it.
Is there a reason?
I don't want to bring more attention to it.
You don't know why you don't like
I
it?
gotta be honest with you. I don't know why I don't know why I behaved the way I did. And I have no control over it.
Does a 6-year-old Bert Kreischer hate clowns? Like, is that?
Yeah. I've always hated clowns.
It's not that unusual. The weird one, for sure, is balloons.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest with you. I think the balloons were worse than the clown for me.
It was one clown,
so
right?
Weird.
One clown. It was his producer.
Why
Dove,
is it
or his
balloons?
manager, his buddy, Dove. And Dove, I will tell you. I'm gonna tell you privately, but publicly, I think they felt really horrible
because of how much you shut down.
I shut down, Tom. I haven't seen the clip. I was there. I shut down.
You had them blocked.
That's
so mean. Why would you do that?
angry, but I also was aware that I was being filmed, and there is an entertainer part of me.
Yeah.
Even in my worst, we ended up talking about phobias. I did not know I was going to get this bad. I really didn't. I wish I could. I'm really embarrassed of how bad I look, because I mean it is asinine. It is asinine that I froze. I shut down. I couldn't move.
I cannot believe it's this intense.
I know. I mean, I wonder if I should see if Schultz can get us a clip. I bet he's got a clip.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Rude.
I think it's better if you
just
go
watch
to
it.
his podcast. Go to Flagrant. You can watch it. We were having a good conversation, and he was asking me. He was like, what was it like in the old days doing Rogan? And it's interesting that all those guys. There's so much to unpack here, because what's fascinating to me, a little sidebar, is we all got into podcasting because we didn't like traditional radio, like morning zoos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I'm about to say that, Andrew comes in with a morning zoo prank.
Sure.
Like it's a tradition.
There's a group of guys
and there's a
around.
group of guys. There's
Yeah.
a wacky guy.
Yeah.
Like, he get in the clown. He's afraid of clowns. And I was fucking. I was shut down, and I immediately.
That makes sense.
My first reaction is, I want to get out of this room, but I knew there's a camera on me, and I knew I had a special to promote, and I knew that this was a very real thing, and I think it taps into my old Travel Channel days of even when I was shut down the hardest, I knew that okay, here we go. I couldn't reel it back in for 25 minutes. For 25 minutes, I was I didn't talk.
I'm
I just
expecting
sat there,
balloons to come
rubbing my
out.
beard.
If they don't bring out
I was
balloons,
I was in a different world. I was
I'm gonna be
waiting for
very
it to happen
sad.
again.
Jesus Christ!
And I couldn't. And it's. I understand
all this build
how
up. If there's no balloons,
absolutely
I'm gonna be mad.
Silly I look, because it's so
irrational.
It's so irrational. And then I would argue that we got into a pretty. I don't know. I haven't seen the episode, but from my impression, and this is why I'm cool with it, we got into a pretty great conversation about phobias.
Yeah.
And about
I know,
irrational phobias. And
You don't
Do you have
tend to
other
watch
ones?
these before you
I'll
send them.
never say them out loud.
Well,
I will never. I will.
But you do have other irrational phobias?
Yes. Oh yeah. I will never. I am number one. I will never do anyone's podcast.
So I don't really know these guys that well. Are they gay? Is that why it's 2 bears, 1 cave?
Ever again?
I think I'm done. I think I'm going to do this
I
one
don't
in
know.
mine because I was like, now everyone knows they can get a viral clip by bringing in a fucking clown. I'm going to be fucking chased by clowns. It's going to be like the movie It. Like I was like, I'll do like the guys I know, but I'm never fucking like the first. My first thing was I
Why
am
is
never
his voice
doing
so
Logan Paul's
high-pitched right now?
podcast. And I wanted to so bad. I
Yeah.
wanted to so bad
Yeah.
because I think he's got a great podcast. I like those guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Logan Paul's way too fucking smart to not bring a fucking clown in the room or 100 clown. You know, Logan
That's
Paul.
the thing is it wouldn't be one.
It wouldn't be one. It is going to be.
Yeah.
And the joke
I didn't
now
have that
is
like
so
that for the
funny
longest
that
time for that reason.
if Logan, by the way, Logan Paul's like, I had an invite to do his podcast, and I was excited. I was really excited.
Well, that
I
reason
like
and
Prime.
several others, like the fact
him and his
that
brother make
people
me
try
laugh
to
hard
dodge
as fuck
people.
when they're together.
Yeah,
and I'd rather get that off the screen.
I
as fast as
think the
possible.
kid's smart as fucking shit, and I was excited to do his podcast. But I was like, the joke now would be, he'd be like, I definitely am not bringing in a clown. And then I go, okay.
Are
And
you
then
still
he's like,
linking the
"I'm
same
bringing a
video,
clown." Like, that's
Lauren?
the joke.
There's 45 clowns outside.
It's 45 clowns outside.
Yeah.
I won't be comfortable doing, and I
Would
feel bad
you-
because I was so out of control. I go,
About the early.
I'm definitely the first thing I said is, it just came to my head. I go, I'm not doing Logan Paul's podcast. And
Do scary makeup clowns, are those worse than, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's ones that are like evil looking
I
clowns.
know
Are
she's
those
supposed
worse?
to send them
Yeah,
in Discord.
Yeah.
I don't even thinking about it. But I'm because now I'm thinking about it, and I just is like it just bothers me, and I wish I knew why. Like someone said they have a phobia of cotton balls, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking ridiculous. But then mine's just as
But
ridiculous.
yeah, you're afraid
No,
of
that-
fucking
cotton balls is more ridiculous.
I don't think so.
Cotton balls is just a fucking object. How does that even?
No, I can see cotton balls because
Well,
something could
balloons
be
is
inside.
ridiculous.
Balloons
but
is
balloons
ridiculous.
is
You
absolutely
don't smell that?
ridiculous.
Oh, I smelled them the second they got in the room. The second they got in the room, I smelled them immediately, and then they fucking let them go up by the light. They were like, this is how callous they were. They brought in the balloons and then let them go, and the balloons, like a fucking balloon, just went everywhere, and they just find the hottest little area, and now I'm waiting for it to pop, and it's unpredictable, and it's just sitting there.
And
I'm
does the popping bother you?
Oh my god, that's the thing.
Really?
That's the thing. That's the.
So did you ever get balloons for the girls when it was their birthday?
The girls have never had balloons. My daughters have never had balloons.
Never.
Never.
What
Go
a
to fucking
jerk.
Ralph's. You want to get? Does your daughter want a balloon? No, she doesn't. Ask me. Don't ask her. Ask me. No, she doesn't want a balloon.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell.
Bah! Oh, it shows the clown clip. All right.
About the early Rogan days. It's cool that Rogan like teed you up for the machine story.
Yeah.
Yes. The early days that you were doing Rogan, what is that like? Like the first time you do it, do you think it's anything?
Dude. Oh no. Oh, it's not.
How early were you? Yeah, walk us through the whole thing. What was the pod like? What did it look like,
It
etc.
was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
You'd go to his house. He'd meet you at the front door. Kids running around, wife, dogs, and well, the first time I was a fan of the show, so he invited me to do the show. I can't tell you how early it was. It was early enough that it wasn't like huge yet.
Right.
He was selling flashlights on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he had ads and stuff. Though.
Flashlights.
I blocked you,
That was
Naomi.
the specific.
Flashlights.
Just the only ad. flashlights.
Just
okay.
flashlights, because Aubrey Marcus
Right.
For sure.
is, I think his dad ran sex stores.
Right.
And says,
Oh no.
What the fuck?
You won't even like look at him.
Listen, you got a great friend in Tom Segura. I just want to let you know. You have a great friend. Hey, let's switch seats. Get in here. Get in here. Scoot over. Slide over. Slide over. Who loves you so much.
Oh no.
This guy, I've never seen Bert look this uncomfortable. When I told
Jesus, he's
Tom,
so uncomfortable.
I said, Tom, what would be something fun we could do with Bert? He goes, oh, he hates balloons and he hates clowns.
You can't smell that.
Smell
You can't
what?
smell that.
Smell what?
The balloons. You can't smell that.
The balloon. What?
You can't smell that? I'm being dead serious.
How do you
don't
smell a balloon?
They're gonna start popping, dude. They're gonna start popping. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm being dead serious. I'm gonna have to leave.
Hey, don't stand at that door. Stand at that door.
Okay.
They're gonna start popping.
Listen, well, can we leave one balloon?
Give me the beer. Give me the beer. Give me the beer. No.
You
gotta drink more beer.
Let's chug.
Yeah, we gotta
Get him another. Chug this, get him another.
They're really gonna pop.
Let's
No,
shut-
they really are because they're really lights. They're lights.
Those aren't even hot lights.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if they pop, dude?
I'm
It's
gonna
just gonna make a noise.
Oh, dude, what is that? That little screech. Okay, it smells so much better.
I'm being serious. You didn't smell that?
What did it
Nobody
smell like?
smells anything.
What did it
You
smell like?
being serious right now?
Yes, I'm being
I'm like
serious.
shaking.
Why are you
I'm like
crying?
fucking shaking.
You have tears in your eyes.
Dude, it's a legit fear this dude has.
bro.
It's not a joke.
This will calm your nerves.
Here, I'll drink with you. I'll take yours, Akash. Here, cheers. The clown has been removed from the room.
Ooh.
Let's have a cheers.
Fucking real.
He got extremely uncomfortable.
Hold on, Bert.
He's still uncomfortable.
You know what's funny is the last time you were on here, we gave you like pro-Russia memorabilia and shit.
I would suck Putin's cock right now.
Jesus.
Fucking never have that happen again.
Damn.
I'm shaking. I'm like shaking.
Hold your hand out. Hold your
I'm not fucking. I know, but I'm
back
waiting.
is
I know
sweating,
they're
dog.
in here. Like I know that it can happen again.
That was Dove.
Okay. I don't give a fuck who it was. I don't know how.
So you have a fear of clowns?
Clowns and balloons.
Balloons.
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Is it because the condom broke that one time?
I don't know.
Ooh.
No, it's way before that. I was a kid.
It's because he was born
What happened?
I don't know.
because of
Did you
those
watch it?
broken condoms.
Oh no!
That's
I'd never
why.
watch that fucking movie. I would never watch that fucking movie. Hey, just do me a favor. For real, promise me he's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
He's not
coming back. He won't come
I
back.
cannot
I swear
relax.
to God,
I
he's not
can't
coming
relax.
back in.
He's not
I swear
coming
to God,
back.
he's not
I'm
coming back
fucking
in.
sweating.
He is on edge.
And why don't you like clowns?
Yeah, can you
Can't trust him.
You can't trust the clown.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You can't trust him.
Did you
I
know
like
about this?
spiders.
I tried to stop it. All I could.
Thank you. You're
I
such
tried to stop it.
So for my birthday, for my call mom.
We have to give, first of all, Tom needs credit for this. I don't want to act like we did it alone. Tom deserves credit for this.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but
Remember when I said
so
everyone
good.
fucked me over?
yeah,
Well,
Cool.
you were right.
we waited for you to say that on
You're
camera.
lucky. You're lucky. I love you more than you love me, Tom.
Now, we do have one
Oh.
more thing that we have to tell you. It's just one more
I
thing.
mean, that's what you gotta do. That's how you
what
get
you've
over
been
them.
drinking is a lie.
Is it not? I'm just fucking non-alcoholic beer.
Well, yeah, but damn, I thought we could trick you into thinking it got spiked. But yeah, we spiked it with non-alcohol.
We unspiked.
We unspiked it.
So I've just been gaining calories.
Oh wait, now you care
I'd
about
be
calories,
so
Bert?
annoyed.
Jesus fuck. So I've just been sipping on
Bread.
fucking Jesus.
Buddy, you think I started drinking for you?
I was wondering. I was like,
That's getting crazy.
don't you not get into like your heaven if you drink? Your family sends you and they put a tire around your neck and light you on fire.
Oh, that's
or
pretty
something.
good.
When I don't know how their religion works. I am off.
Damn.
And that's why he brought in a real fucking drink. Oh, you motherfuckers. I'm sitting here just gaining calories going, why isn't it? How bad is my drinking that I can't
Tom,
feel
stop.
it?
I mean, stop acting like you're health conscious, Bert.
No, he wants to
Bro,
get drunk.
I'm fucking healthy as shit right now. I'm on steroids.
Are you on that?
Fucking juice. Feel my arm.
Which juice?
Fucking
We're trying to get on juice on the pod too.
Yeah?
Akash getting on peptides.
Is it
Peptides.
orange juice?
Yeah, I'm on tea.
I'm waiting on my shipment.
Wait, are
It's
you on
happening.
testosterone?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Really?
How you feel?
Fucking amazing.
Does it allow you to smell things that don't exist?
No. Go, hang on. You did not smell. I smelled it the second she walked in the room. I smelled them.
Well, you
didn't
also
smell it?
saw them.
No, I know, but the smell is what bothers me. The smell, the touching, and
No,
their
I feel-
unpredictability.
there
You
is a
they're
smell
never-
to balloons.
As
He's
soon as
not
you do
wrong.
that, as soon as you inflate that thing, then all of a sudden it has the possibility to explode like a drunk alcoholic father, like a fucking just like
Now
a
we're
slap
getting
you at
there.
any time.
Now we're getting there.
For my
Now
40th
we're getting
birthday,
there.
Rosebud Baker.
Yeah, I
was
hate
on tour with
the
us,
smell of,
and
like, stretching
she thought it'd
rubber.
be a good idea. These idiots thought it'd be a good idea to fill my bunk with balloons to surprise me.
She didn't know you were afraid of
She didn't know I was afraid of them, and the fucking
That, like,
I came in and I
latex
fucking melted
rubber
down.
gloves
And it's my
kinda
tour bus, and it was my
smell.
bunk.
Yeah, it's so
It was my
gross.
bunk. Dude, I've had this happen so many times. On my 40th birthday, I was in Australia.
Like, I can-
and the board of
I
tourism
can olfactory
wanted to surprise me, so
memory
they put they filled my entire room with balloons.
smell
My
of
entire fucking room.
balloons.
And so I was like, I had nowhere to put them because it's in a hotel room. So and now I'm come
Those
home
rubber
drunk,
gloves,
in my room
when you put 'em on,
full of
smell
balloons,
like
I'm fucking melting down.
rubber and plastic.
And my wife's,
like
I call my
balloons with
wife and I
plastic
go,
or with powder in them.
I need to. I was like, I don't know what to do. And she goes, just have another drink and pass out. You'll be fine. Just they'll put them on the roof. They'll be fine in your bedroom. I couldn't get, and so in the middle of the night, the helium on all of them died at the exact same time. And in the middle of the night, every balloon in the room landed on me in the bed. I fucking lost it. I lost it. I lost it so fucking bad.
He's looking around for the balloons now.
But it's okay. You're safe now. You're safe now.
I'm never safe.
We got
I'm
we got
never
rid of
safe.
the
I'm never
clowns.
safe.
Never safe from balloons and clowns.
I will never do the show ever again. I will never.
He's not lying.
Ever step foot in the studio. It's so nice knowing you guys.
He's just chugging. He's just chugging.
Check out my
What
special
the
razzle
fuck?
dazzle.
I mean, that could be
That was the name of the
an
clown,
explanation
actually.
of why
That's it.
people are afraid of
That would
clowns.
be the
Good
machine.
God.
It's coming out Memorial Day
Historically,
weekend.
at least.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I want like what's
And
crazy
Forest
is like
Hills,
it's
Forest
amazing.
Hills.
It's amazing how like how it really hit me. I don't know if you saw it. Like I'm right now. I'm just starting to relax just a titch.
But first of all, how much is
No,
it?
he's still on edge. He's still like
Not much.
glancing at the door, making sure the clown's not
Now,
coming
Bert,
back.
I know the balloons are in this. I have to walk past them.
No, we put
My
them in the
daughters
closet.
have never been allowed to have balloons.
No way. So their
Yeah.
birthdays, they never had a clown or a balloon or anything.
Hold on. No one's getting a fucking clown. That's the dumbest fucking
Yeah,
thing.
have you ever had a clown?
No, that shit is fire, dude. My friends had clowns at their
Oh,
birthdays.
your parents didn't bring a clown in. It's like the whitest thing in the world.
No, it was my friend's parents, but it was
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
The clown was fire. He rubbed his fucking leg on a coloring book, opened it up, and pages were blank.
True.
Crazy. Never forget that shit
What
ever,
about
dog.
magic? How do you feel about magic?
I don't mind magic. I like magic.
You can trust magic, but not clowns?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, you know what's funny is
I
Tom
mean,
texted me.
it
He
is
goes,
Halloween
"Hey, you should do
time.
the balloon clown thing later in the episode because he's gonna get real jittery." And I just sent back ha 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 ha, thinking that he was just busting balls, but like it has changed you emotionally.
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
Who do you hate more, us or Ari?
Yeah, what would you have rather we?
Because we thought we were doing a nice thing, unspiking the drink.
We unspiked your drinks.
It's really, yeah. So funny. I didn't even look at the cans. I was drinking.
Well, you were
No, no,
drinking
no.
a whole can in the beginning
No,
of
when
fake
he
beer, and
opened
it
up,
was just great.
He opened up the fridge also, but shouts to Tanya, she hid all the non-alcoholic beers behind the Stellas.
It was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even fucking
Stella's
around.
so
I'm
good,
not even
too.
fucking around. I trust Ari more than I trust you guys. Because I can't promise that you'll never do something like that again. Like, I know Ari pulled me aside one time and he goes, "You have to know I'll never drug you again." And I went, "I do believe that."
But with us, how do you feel? Like, what,
I just don't trust you.
Like, what do you
No.
think that we would do? Like, for example, at the Forest Hill show, you don't think we would hire like 100 clowns to sit front row or anything, right?
Oh, I'll toss them. I'll toss them on the street.
Daniel Tosh right there?
I'll fucking Daniel toss them. Listen,
They're all gonna get in the same car and drive away.
This will be the biggest clip you have ever had of me ever. I'm being serious. Because there's no, I'm not turning anything on right now. I'm being 100% me. This is 100% me. When my wife sees this, my wife's gonna go, "Oh fuck, they didn't do that, did they? fuck.
Well, Tom did it. We had nothing to do with it, really.
Hey, Schultz, why do you and Bert not talk to each other anymore? Well, we brought 7 balloons in during the episode.
Wasn't 7. That wasn't 7.
How many? What did it smell like?
I'm being dead serious. You guys didn't smell it?
A dozen?
No,
The
nobody
second,
smelled
oh man, the smell is what fucking got me.
I already have the video pulled up and queued, Lauren.
What bothered you more, the clowns
You don't have to keep
that
sending
touched
it.
you, or the balloons that were 8 feet from you?
But thank you.
Probably the balloons.
So the balloons, it's like an allergy for you.
No, it's just I don't know what it is. You can't trust them.
You ever seen a blimp?
It's he talks about.
I went in the Goodyear
You
blimp.
can't trust him.
You're good with blimps?
Yeah, I was in the
This
Goodyear
all
blimp.
sounds like euphemisms for Jewish people, but you actually mean the thing.
Apparently.
What's that?
You can't trust clowns, dude.
Clowns are, man. It just doesn't make any sense why someone would do that to themselves. You know, Nate Bargatze's dad, I think, is a clown.
Oh yeah,
He is for certain.
And
and a magician.
I almost couldn't become friends with him
With Nate.
because I couldn't understand how he could have that in his family. I'm not even fucking around.
He was made from clown sperm.
You couldn't understand how Nate could have it in his family.
Like I didn't.
But he was, yeah.
I couldn't get it.
Well, he get passed down.
I love Nate, and when I met Nate, it was like the first thing I go, "Your dad's like a clown, right?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he was really proud of it. He's really proud of his dad. And his dad actually is apparently, I'll never see it, but an amazing performer. He opens.
He opens for Nate sometimes.
He opens for him,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I went home with the chick. She was going to be 7, or she was going to be 6.
I'm
my wife
weird
was
like
7.
that too. Somehow
Oh,
I
but
like
the number
spiders.
of girl you were gonna
I was going
have
to have sex with this girl.
Bro,
She
the
brought
way
me
you
home.
allude
dude.
to fucking
Jesus.
kids without even
I mean, that could be a good
trying
reason why
is
you're
crazy.
currently
What did I
afraid
say?
of
Let's just start.
Earlier, you were like,
Let's start the sentence over.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. I was fucking what would have been the 7th woman I've ever had sex with.
Oh yeah.
God damn it. Yeah.
Like he
'Cause
can't
before
even
you just
interact
changed
right
something.
now.
Before you just said,
Don't
I was
tell us we're
fucking
not
a
friends,
girl.
Bert, because we're fixing these sentences for you.
Exactly. We're
Don't
looking
tell
out,
us we're
dude.
not friends.
I'm definitely not doing fucking Logan Paul's podcast now. Or what's his name? Not Logan Paul, the other one. Jared Paul, Jake Paul. No, Logan Paul.
Logan
I'm
Paul
definitely
is
not doing that
definitely
fucking
the one
podcast.
who's
It's like
You
Harambe.
think that they would do some jokes about
this is the Harambe generation. This is the Harambe generation. I'm gonna do his fucking thing, and he's gonna have a clown come in.
Yeah.
Because this action, this is all everyone's a fucking. I went home with a chick one time.
Yeah.
He's so.
And she was beautiful. Lived
he's
in Venice. She said, "Can I show you what I do?" This is a bizarre story.
Yeah, I understand.
And she put in
things are
clown porn.
adorable.
She had shot a documentary on clown porn, and I'm not even joking. Vince Vaughn was in it. Like he was like as an extra in the back. She was friends with Vince Vaughn, and these two clowns were like, and I was like, what the fuck? I gotta get up. And Vince was with my buddy Gary Arback, and I go, is that Gary Arback? She goes, yeah, you know Gary Arback? I go, is that Vince Vaughn? And then I saw the clowns, and I was like, and I just walked out. I was like, I have to leave right now.
Why would they ruin sex like that? You know?
Why did she want to show you it?
I have no fucking clue.
You guys went home to have sex,
Went
and
home.
then as like a little like
She was
foreplay.
like, can I show you something? And then she put in clown porn.
Hey, buddy, you okay? Take a deep breath.
I'm not. Okay.
We're not bringing the balloons back. I promise you, we're
There's
not
no more
bringing the clowns
balloons.
back.
There's no more clowns.
Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Indian things.
You got this, man.
One
You
more.
can
Come on.
conquer anything, bro.
Are you interested in getting over it, like through therapy?
Nope.
Not even.
Nope.
Like immersion therapy, nothing.
Nope.
You're just cool, just living your life, never being around a balloon.
I don't need to be around.
Don't do.
I'm not doing that.
I just saw you lick your bottom lip, and that was, you know what I mean?
No, I did that because you were laughing at me thinking about what I was saying, but I already made a promise to him that there's no more clowns and no more balloons.
Yeah,
Do you
men
want
of our
another
word.
drink?
Actual drink? We'll bring you an actual drink.
Pete.
Pete, we need another drink. We need another drink, Pete.
You don't have a show tonight, do you? Because I'm worried you're not going to be able to.
I got producer special.
Shout out to Shane Torres. Shane Torres is shooting a special tonight.
I can't believe I can't turn it around. I'm shut down. I'm like shut down.
But this is beautiful. How often do people get this version of Bert Kreischer?
Never. If you're on an airplane with me, you get it.
Oh, are you afraid to fly?
I'm terrified of flying.
Oh, that's why you did the tour bus.
Oh, that's why you did the tour bus.
I did the tour bus.
Ah.
I understand the fear of flying. Because it's not really a fear of flying, it's a fear of crashing or falling.
Put your head in there. Put your head in the pool.
He was so tough. He was so tough. Oh, Jesus. Oh no.
Whoa.
He's so mad at the end of that. I would have been too.
Spooky. Booby.
Booby.
Whoa. Whoa, spooky. Booby.
Booby. Child is part of his costume. I never try not to laugh at these. It's more fun to just laugh.
What do you think you're doing? Yeah. Sometimes the other kids look right through me, like I'm not even there.
Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I don't know nothing about bootios. I don't know nothing about wrestling. But my daughter does. So I bought this box of bootios at the store.
No.
And I ate some dry.
What happened?
When I added milk, this happened.
Oh, hello, people on Halloween! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your longest reigning tag team champions and feel the power! Eat booty out! Eat booty out! Eat booty out!
I'm
Eat
so
Eat booty out!
lost. Must be a unicorn thing. I don't get it. I don't get some of these, but kind of look like a Demogorgon. We flip it backwards. Yep, Naomi's anti-kids right now. Yeah, I'm not a fan of high-pitched kid screams either. There's a reason I was waiting to watch this video, because it had kids. So I was trying to give Naomi a break from kids. The dog is not having it. No, it's not fan. Oh, speaking of clown fear, she was like, nope.
Okay, kitty, what are you doing, kitty? Go ahead.
She was way faster than the Flash.
I think you scared him.
You don't like him, Dookie? Oh no, you don't like him? Oh, Dracula's not gonna do nothing.
Oh no. Oh. Traumatized the kid.
Mommy ate all your
He already knew it, and he still got scared.
Here's your buckets. I'm very sorry, it's all gone.
But Mama, it's gonna make you fat. Do this to us.
Your daddy helped me do it too. We can get more next year.
There you go. That's the right thing to do. What the heck? Oh no. I just see this going wrong. Yep.
George.
Knew that was about to happen. It's gonna happen again, isn't it? No, okay.
Oh my god, just touch it. You're fine.
It's a witch! Leah, come on. Leah, come on, baby.
Kids are cuter with no sound, I agree.
Bless you. Getting you.
What's the piggy say?
Charlie. Did you get your head stuck trying to get the candy? Now you're gonna growl at me?
I did, Daddy. I remember. You hung it up.
You did?
Yeah.
What is that? How is that so scary?
Say, Happy Halloween.
His little stub is wagging. He like basically knocked him out. That was delayed as hell. Shemium timbers.
Did he get you? No. Yes, he did.
No.
Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
Told you we ate all your candy.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, we got so hungry last night. I thought we all shared each other's food. Why?
This is cruel. You can't do this
I
to
need
kids.
to ask permission to eat your candy? But I took you out for like 3 hours for trick-or-treating. I can't have any candy.
Naomi, if you need to talk to anybody, you can always call me on Discord. I'll talk to you about it.
Olivia, are you upset that I ate your candy?
Welcome back.
Boy, I don't feel sorry I ate it now.
Interesting. That makes sense. By what you previously said.
Livy, are you upset that I ate your candy?
Just a little.
Are you upset, Livy? How come you're so mad? I think the table's a little heavy.
Trying to do a table flip.
Livy, don't be so upset. It was just a joke. The candy's on my bed.
That's so cruel. Don't steal from your kids. Screw you, person. Alright. What's next? Next we have a lot of videos. Not now. So many videos.
Unbelievable video shows the rescue of a woman held captive, discovered with a collar around her neck, chained to the floor.
This is a totally different vibe.
Officers found her on the second floor of the home after
I'm
discovering
sorry.
the entire first floor had been barricaded. Officers in Louisville,
There's nothing wrong with
made
crying.
the
Crying is
terrifying
healthy.
discovery on August 16th on the city's south side. At about 7 o'clock that evening, a call came in from concerned neighbors reporting a woman screaming. Body camera video shows officers arrive on the scene.
I'm sorry. Next time I'll be meaner. I promise. There's no crying in baseball.
Early on, officials realized the entire first floor is barricaded off, blocking all doors and windows.
Put the door down? Yeah. I got a bunch of loose.
But there is a second floor window open after the woman chained inside, 37-year-old Jonna Wilson, kicked out a window and began screaming. Officers use a ladder found on the side of the home to reach Wilson.
Where you see a ladder?
At the top of the ladder, officers find Wilson crying with a chain collar and padlock around her neck. Immediately, they ask about the suspect.
Is anybody else in there? He did what? Is he Hispanic?
The suspect was later identified as 36-year-old Moses May, Wilson's estranged boyfriend and father to her child. She later told police he asked her to come over to clean the house. That's when he chained her up. She was there for about 5 hours before being rescued.
I'm sorry.
Video shows officers follow the chain from Wilson's neck to a bolt in the floor. Officials use a hatchet to break her free.
But there's no one else in here, right?
No, you can
Once she's safely removed from the home, officials use hedge clippers to remove the chain from Wilson's neck.
Those aren't hedge clippers. What? This news person is dumb as fuck. How do they not know what bolt cutters are? Those aren't hedge clippers.
May was taken into custody 2 days later. He now faces multiple charges, including kidnapping, wanton endangerment, and assault. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges and is due back in court on Monday. Reporting for Long Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
That's sad, but happy at the same time because they found her. Glad she had the courage to kick out the window and start screaming. Bum, bum, bum. The Black Dog of Death, Sirius, was shown in Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban. True. Sirius Black. What was that? What was next? What was next? Oh yeah, this is Nature's Cutest Psychopaths. This is the video I was wanting to play. I've been waiting for this one. This one had a really good thumbnail. It's had a good thumbnail, so we're gonna see how it goes.
I think a common theme on this channel is cute animals being Satan serving, humanity haunting pretty privileged merchants. And that's what this video is about, and the further we go, the higher your chances of being turned full-time horizontal. Before I do, I'm gonna just say this. When I call something a homicidal menace, that's just me using hyperbole to season a sentence. I'm not actually trying to get you out of guard and kick an otter or something. Ultimately, these animals are just trying to survive and are doing what comes naturally, so you can't really judge them by human moral standards, even though that's literally what I'm about to do. And starting off, this is not your average mouse. First of all, it's a straight-up carnivore. In their defense, that's not exactly crazy. Squirrels have been known to raid nests and eat the baby birds inside. But no other rodent is more of a meat eater than the grasshopper mouse. And its grocery list can include anything from insects, worms, and spiders, to mantises, scorpions, and desert centipedes, aka the same cursed crawly that nearly unsubscribed Coyote Peterson from existence. Grasshopper mice will even murk and eat snakes. Basically, you remember that episode where Jerry took PEDs and nearly put Tom in a tombstone? That's the grasshopper mouse times 1,000. This mighty mouse even developed a resistance to the crippling venom of ops like the Arizona bark scorpion. Not only can they tank hits that would flatline animals 100 times their size, this rogue rodent shuts down the pathways the toxin takes to cause pain, meaning this mouse essentially evolved to be impervious to the pain caused by venom. It can feel pain, it's just not gonna come from a scorpion. That's not even the only thing about them. These mice stalk and hunt their prey exactly like cats. This homicidal hamster will even howl after catching a body to mark their territory. Take a listen.
Sounds like a tea kettle.
So imagine being a scorpion, right? Millions of years of evolution. Your ancestors were apex predators and you have biological warfare on your side. All that for a pint-sized weremouse to be your downfall. Not even other mice are safe. Grasshopper mice regularly eat other rodents, and cannibalism is not off the table. In fact, there was a story of a scientist keeping a grasshopper mouse and making the mistake of leaving it alone with a lab rat 5 times its size. In the few minutes he walked away and returned, there was one less mouse and the #1 suspect feeding on the carcass. Proof that even the most innocent looking platter can serve death. Especially since the predator with the highest body count is not what you'd expect. No other mammal catches more bodies than the Etruscan shrew. They're one of the smallest mammals alive and they weigh less than 2 Skittles. The shrew is so small that the only way they can survive is by killing more prey than any other animal. Basically, if this candy-sized carnivore doesn't eat twice its weight in food every day to fuel its metabolism, they'll essentially freeze to a flat line. So the Etruscan shrew has to end a life every 2 hours or so, and they hunt by biting their prey through their head to disable it and then tearing it apart before another starving shrew can get to it. Just for reference, if I had to eat twice my weight in food every day, I'd be scarfing about 680 Big Macs every 24 hours. And even then, at least I don't have to hunt the burger. By the time I get to the drive-thru, the job's already done. But the shrew does have a weapon, and it's being one of the very few mammals on Earth to weaponize venom. According to studies, some shrews are toxic enough to delete 200 mice, and while they're too small to turn a human to a hashtag, it's still capable of causing pain and allergic reactions. Not only that, but some shrews are able to catch a calorie come up underwater, since some are able to smell out prey even while being completely submerged. Yeah, they're a whole mint-sized menace, but too small to be a legit threat to us. That's not going to be true for some of the animals coming. And up next, this bird probably looks no different from something you'd expect in a garden, except it's only found in the islands of the Galapagos, and to survive, they've come up with some nasty tricks. They've been nicknamed Darwin finches since they actually helped prove Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Long story short, different finches ate different foods and so developed different size and shaped beaks. One finch evolved to finesse an easy meal by pecking at the skin of bigger birds and drinking the blood that spills out.
Delicious.
Are birds even f***ing real? And scientists believe up to 10% of this flying leech's diet is seabird blood, and their favorite victim is a bird called the booby. Don't laugh, it's not funny. It's not funny. Popular opinion says that it started with the finches picking parasites off the birds, but after realizing they could live off the marinara that would often leak out, the vampire finches started turning the birds into booby blood banks. They literally became everything they sought to destroy. And they're skilled enough to know how much damage to do to get a ragu reward without doing too much and losing a future victim. Yeah, these birds drink nothing but blood, which they kinda have to since freshwater in the Galapagos is in less supply than lawyers in heaven. But it also means that even though they can fly, Arup would be completely useless to them. But not to you, because Arup's flavor pods use scent flavors to convince your brain you're drinking whatever pod you chose. Just fill up the bottle, pull the pod to activate, and drink your flavor. And that can be anything from blueberry to peach to cherry to cucumber.
They did their job.
Or dirty pennies.
They defended your house.
Happen to be this finch. My personal favorite so far has been mango passion fruit, and you can't see it from here, but this is cherry. And
This
remember,
dude is
there's no
pretty
calories,
hilarious.
no sugar, just elite gray matter gaslight. Because fun fact,
I
80%
think
of
we watched
taste is actually
another
dependent
one of
on
his
smell,
videos last
which
week.
is great because although I've never had a problem getting enough water, I personally have been trying to cut down on all the juices
All right,
and sodas and
you
stuff.
enjoy
And
your
Arab's a
shower.
great way of weaning yourself off without going full cold turkey. I've gotten a lot better at it now, but when I was just starting, Arab was the perfect failsafe. And if you think
I'm
it
the
would be
best
for you,
looking.
make sure you check out Arab and their assortment of flavor pods using the link in the description. Use the code CashGO15 for 15% off. And like I always say, stay hydrated, my friends. It's just too bad finches don't drink
hydrated,
water,
my
otherwise Arab would save more boobies and free mammograms. Not only do they grief bosom birds, but finches will often roll eggs out of nests and crash them into rocks just for some easy protein. They're not even the only birds on that kind of timing. The New Zealand keel will use that Swiss Army knife of a nose to cut into sheep
Damn.
and eat the fat right off their backs. And sometimes they freak the sheep out so much they yeet themselves off a cliff trying to get away. But at least the Kia and the vampire finch are only harmful to your mental. From here on out, that is the last time that statement will be true. Because this live-action plush toy is also on the short list of venomous mammals.
Ooh.
The slow loris is a Southeast
Slow
Asian
loris
primate
is the
armed
most
with toxins
adorable
that can
thing
do
in the
very real
world.
damage to a human. They have a gland on their arm
They're
that produces
so
a chemical
cute.
that becomes highly toxic when mixed with saliva. So when this imitation lemur sees you and puts its hands up, it's not a sign of surrender, it's a promise to ascend you. We talking straight soul eviction. In 2012, a biologist was bitten by a slow loris, and this was him after 1 hour, and this was Buddy after an hour and a half. Since the toxins contain chemicals similar to cat allergens, this venom monkey can trigger anaphylactic shock in people, making it the first animal here that can perform landscape work on your family tree.
He's so
We used to think
cute,
this malicious
though.
muppet used venom against predators, but it turns out it's for friendly fire. They usually use it in fades with other lorises, and the flesh-melting toxins can cause necrosis, meaning the
Oh.
loser loris can lose an eye, a toe, their scalp, and even part of their face. It's so bad that one of the most common causes of loris life retirements is getting bit by a rival. An 8-year study done on about 80 slow lorises found that over 20% of them were seriously maimed in conflicts, with some missing eyes, ears, fingers, toes, and more. It's nasty work, and it puts the slow loris on the very short list of animals that use venom against their own kind. And it's no coincidence that one of the others is next. 2 things about platypuses the public should know.
geez.
One is at about 6 pounds and less than 2 feet long. They're way smaller than you think. And 2 is that they're
thought they
violently
were bigger.
venomous. Males have an ankle spur that they use in fights, and like the loris, the consequences of losing are incredibly painful. In 1991, Australian veteran Keith Payne was struck by a platypus, and in his own words, the immediate pain was far worse than getting struck by shrapnel. And it only got worse. The excruciating pain didn't go away after a month, even after he was shot up with morphine. And just how much pain are we
Jeez.
talking? Well, according to him, just the weight of a warm towel on the sting caused incapacitating agony. Even 15 years after, he claimed to still be in discomfort, and this guy wasn't sweet or nothing. He actually earned the highest honor of the British Armed Forces for his performance in the Vietnam War. Same guy
That's a
apparently
lot
got
of
folded
medals.
by a beaver otter cosplaying as a duck. And it's because platypus venom manipulates nerve cells to trigger pain in a way that can have you down horrendous for weeks, and not even enough morphine to roofie a rhino can bail you out. That's how you know Perry had love for the doof. He could have had a pharmacist every flavor of up if he wanted to. That's why if you see 2 male platypi fighting, you'll often see the loser spend days rolling around and scratching. That's a platypus in crippling agony. And you can expect the same symptoms if you F around and find out with the next animal. Even though it's barely an inch long. Most people know why playing with a Portuguese man-of-war is bad for your health. You heard me say most. The man-of-war is notorious for excruciatingly painful stings that they inflict on thousands a year. Not only can it cause nasty welts like this, in worst case scenarios, it can trigger severe allergic reactions that can block your airways and suffocate you. Most people know not to touch them,
Jesus.
but a lot of those same people would do this. This is Glaucus atlanticus,
thing
and more
is cute.
specifically, it's a tiny sea slug nudibranch. And what these boneless snails do is steal poison from other animals like anemones by eating them and storing the toxin in those weird fingertips growing out of their back. It's cultural appropriation, but with poison, and the Glaucus does it to the man
Hey,
of war.
what's up,
Which is
Vulture?
why even though a 2-inch Glaucus is an overachiever, holding one and getting stung can lead to nausea, vomiting, allergic reactions, and you guessed it, pain. In fact, many think because the poison they steal is so concentrated, their sting
Hey,
is
you don't
actually
fuck
more
around with the
powerful than the
ocean.
jellyfish
There's a lot
understudy
of
they take
nopers
it
in
from.
the ocean.
Moral of the story, this is what it looks like to put a dent in your family's bloodline. Pro tip, if an animal's that small and goes out of its way to be seen, touching it's a great way to see your ancestors. I couldn't find a case of someone being seriously hurt by this tiny assault slug, so it's another example of an animal being too small to truly punish ignorance as often as they could. Completely different from the animal up next, because real talk, if you haven't seen them in person, you would not believe how big they actually get. We all know Steve Irwin, may God rest his soul, and his son and shadow clone, Robert Irwin. Just like his father, Robert got the same animal lover's gene, but there is one animal he's terrified of, and you probably never guess it. According to him, the animal that scares him the most and has the most smoke for him is Crazy, right? That's a wombat. And
It's a
yeah,
wombat.
they really do get that big. And in the words of the spawn
Oh,
of khaki
it's
animal
so
Jesus,
cute.
crocodiles are apparently easier to work with than wombats, since wombats are bloodthirsty psychopaths. And while he probably was exaggerating a little, wombats still ain't the ones to play with. At 25 miles per hour, wombats are fast enough to catch a ticket in a school zone and more than fast enough to catch you off guard. They have a tough, cartilage-reinforced butt that they use to crush the skulls of their enemies against their burrows. Yeah, getting your
Jesus.
life subscription terminated through twerking is a possibility if you're an op to a wombat. But more importantly, they have jaws more than capable of tearing chunks out of your ankles and calves, which is what these furry bowling balls usually go for. Victim Carrie Evans was hospitalized with over 20 bites and lacerations after she was mauled by the evil bulking twin of the quokka. And in
Jesus.
2020, a family nearly got squad wiped by a wombat after the one they were raising for a TV
Wombat's
show
like a
turned on
baby
them,
bear.
mauling his owner and handing out work to any kin that tried stepping in without prejudice. Buddy almost folded 4 generations of people, and it took a whole axe to get him to act right. And that's not even mentioning the damage an angry fur meatball can do to your car. Moral of the story, if anyone in this man's bloodline don't rock with him, neither do I. The problem is, 99% of the population rocks with pandas and forgets it's still a bear that was made after the printer ran out of color. It's still a bear, and you can have a panda bear, a
twerk
Yogi
you to
bear,
death.
or nose candy bear. If it ends in a B-E-A-R, you'll be last seen in an ER, if you even get that far. So fun fact, gorillas have a stronger bite force than grizzly bears and can crack a coconut, and that's because they spend so much of their time crushing vegetation. As bamboo merchants that commit 16 hours a day to binging it, giant pandas might have the most underrated bite in the entire animal kingdom. A study was done comparing the bite force of carnivores relative to their body size using a value known as the bite force quotient. African lions were given a bite force quotient of 124. The jaguar, believed to be pound for pound the strongest cat, earned a 137. And while being smaller than both, African painted dogs flexed a bone-crushing 142. And where did giant pandas fall? With a BFQ of 151, giant pandas scored a bronze medal on the
Damn.
bite force scale, only behind the least weasel and an assault and battery happy Looney Tune. That's strong enough to rip flesh, tear tendons, and shatter bone. The thing is, pandas have all the tools of a predator, but with gerbil software. But even though this giant cow rabbit doesn't know how to kill, they can be persuaded into trying, and it's usually in zoos. In 2006, a wasted tourist had a chunk of his calf ripped off by a pissed off panda after he tried to
maybe
pet
he
it.
shouldn't
No,
try
9,
to
a
pet
tourist
a
fell into an
panda.
enclosure and
That's
also
pretty
paid
dumb.
a calf tax. Later the same year, another tourist managed to fall into an enclosure and the barcode bear nearly turned him into a serial number on a police report, ripping off parts of his foot and elbow. And in 2015, Guan Huanxi sued the government and won for over $80,000. The reason was because officials had chased a giant panda onto his land and a generationally heated bear crushed Guan's leg like a celery stick. And my personal favorite story, a man tried wrestling a biracial black Air Force to impress a woman and appropriately got partially handled. He wasn't hurt, but the bear bodied him and even shredded his pants in the process, which was the closest he'd get to foreplay that entire day. It's no secret there's no end to the copious amounts of bull effery in the ocean, but there's still some animals people let slide. Especially if they've been in a
You gotta
movie.
start
One of
punching
these
that
fish
thing.
can do
You
you
can't
dirty.
just sit
And this
there
time
and let
the
it,
clown's
like,
not it. The regal
rumble
blue
on your
tang is
leg.
actually
You
venomous,
gotta
with
cause
caudal
it
spines
pain so
sharp
it
enough
wants
to
to get
slice
away.
open skin. And when threatened, they'll whip their bodies from side to side.
Yeah, that's
it's like
how
a
it
junkie
works.
waving a broken bottle at you, and the deep lacerations it can cause are almost guaranteed to get infected. And thanks to a certain Pixar movie, there's at least one kid out there that got a bacterial infection just because Ellen DeGeneres played a fish well. Not only that, but the blue tang is toxic to humans and can cause ciguatera poisoning to the people that eat it. An even worse mistake when people try it with the next animal, because the cute derp guppy is one of the most
it's so
poisonous things
cute.
alive. The tetrodotoxin in one pufferfish can bury 30 people. It's about 1,200 times more toxic than cyanide, and there's no actual antidote. All that and Mrs. Puff's ex is still considered a delicacy. The fugu blowfish is a prized dish in Japan, but it's also Russian roulette, because if the chef misses by even 1/10 of an inch, it's the customer that gets cooked. Here's what would happen if you got poisoned. In about 10 minutes, your mouth would go numb and you would start to feel dizzy
Ew,
and
it has
unreasonably
hair.
tired. You'd get an overwhelming headache to go with nausea, and it'd slowly get harder
Why does
and
it have
harder
hairs?
to breathe.
That's
Eventually,
gross.
you'd get so exhausted you'd fall asleep and likely never wake up. And until then, you would have been conscious for everything. It's just that you'd be paralyzed and unable to talk or move. The only thing people could do to save you is pump your stomach, put you on life support, and God on speed dial. It's said that up to 100 people get flatlined by fugu a year, and most of that are people that try it at home, which means by the time they realize they messed up, they can't run, call, or even scream for help. All they can do is struggle to get air and watch everything turn black like the end of Sopranos. But not even fish fentanyl has a higher body count than the last animal. A lot of people think snails are cute, yet snails are partially responsible for crossing 200,000 names off the census a year. Schistomiasis is a parasitic disease caused by worms, with millions affected right now, and those worms are released by snails.
I
The
did
sickness
not
is
know
most
that.
common in tropical third world countries with limited access to clean fresh water. With about 700 million people living in at-risk areas, it's one of the most devastating parasitic diseases of all time, only second to malaria. And even if snails aren't the primary suspects, with them
I think
taxiing the
snails are
bug,
cute.
at the
They
very
have a
least they're
little-
accomplices. Now you see why folks almost put Gary on a shirt. Mad snail disease wasn't a joke. But that's gonna do it for this video. Be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram for more consistent content as you wait for the next video. Check out my book, 100 Animals That Can Effing End You. You might just see some of the guys from today on there. If you'd like to further support this channel, becoming a patron on Patreon earns you access to exclusive content, videos before I post them, and you can even help vote on what I cover in future videos. Other than that, make sure you drink water, hug your parents. Yes, parents, we're inclusive now. And I'll see y'all in the next one. As long as y'all don't do something like this. Please don't. Alright, peace out.
Speaking of
This
SpongeBob,
video was made in partnership with CuriosityStream.
we're gonna look at the SpongeBob character tier list. This is from one of my new favorite YouTube channels, TierZoo. Be sure to pop over there.
I've been
and
trying to
hit the
figure out
like
how to do
button.
an ocean tier list or fish tier list for a while now. But the problem is there's just too many potential builds to include in a single video. So what better way to do it than to artificially restrict the scope of the video to the most well-known fictional server of all, Bikini Bottom. While not a real place, the characters are based on real animals that have their own special abilities and signature moves, some of which even affect the plot of individual SpongeBob episodes. So which residents of Bikini Bottom and their real-life counterparts are the best in the current Coral Reef meta? As always, we'll start from the bottom and move up from there. So, in F tier, we have the Underwater Squirrel build. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think squirrels are bottom
Underwater
tier in the
squirrel
arboreal
build.
meta. They have one of the highest mobility
True.
bonuses in the game in forests, and their teeth deal bonus damage to structures, making them excellent at bending wooden environments to their will, both in forests and suburbs. However, in the reef meta, squirrels are absolutely bottom tier, and this is evidenced by Sandy's many obvious difficulties overcoming pretty basic properties of an underwater playthrough. Sandy's powerful regenerating teeth, while normally a major asset, would actually be a huge liability in an underwater playthrough. Not only are they unable to deal any damage when stuck behind a glass helmet, but regenerating teeth eventually start to deal damage to the player when they go unused for a long time. So Sandy being forced to wear a suit for most of her playthrough is hugely detrimental. The rest of Sandy's stats are solid, but they're contingent more on her suit than anything else. For example, she's got really high defense due to her armor, but a single hit strong enough to crack her armor would easily mean game over for her, meaning she essentially has an HP of 1. Her other best stat is that she's got high intelligence, but there are far better intelligence builds to play in the reef meta, so her tier placement remains low. I don't want to waste too much time
Good
discussing
armor
the
with very
underwater
low
squirrel build,
vitality,
since it's the
got it.
most unrealistic build in Bikini Bottom.
True.
So let's move on to D tier, where we have the ocean snail build. Now, there are ocean snails that I consider high tier, like the cone snails, which have venomous spears. However, it's pretty clear that Gary is not one of these, and is instead a much more basic jack-of-all-trades style snail. Sea snails have exceptionally high defense levels, but not much else. They're nearly invincible while in their defensive stance, except against players with armor-piercing abilities. But, as we'll see, those abilities aren't uncommon in the reef meta, and as a result, sea snails have bad matchups against much of the rest of this list. In C tier, we have the crustaceans, which seem to comprise a large percentage of the Bikini Bottom player base, including Mr. Krabs, Larry, and Plankton. And yes, Plankton is most likely a type of copepod, which is a small crustacean. All three of these take the basic crustacean build and modify it for their own specific playstyle. Mr. Krabs sticks pretty close to the basic crustacean build, maintaining high defensive stats with relatively low mobility. The Krab's armor is great at blocking most attacks, although again, armor-piercing abilities are fairly prevalent in the reef meta, so it's certainly not a foolproof strategy. The Krab's claws, while not as powerful as the lobsters, are still great at crushing and grabbing other players, something even Mr. Krabs uses to his advantage at times. The lobster is a more offensive take on the crustacean build, having claws that can deal devastating damage in a single pinch or swing. In the show, we see Larry depicted as the strongest Bikini Bottom resident, and I have to agree, in raw power and for his size, he's number 1. The copepod, the creature that Plankton is based on, obviously lacks any form of defense and has extremely low HP, being easily defeated by stray blows that weren't even directed at him.
Technically.
The copepod's best stat would be stealth, which helps Plankton in a lot of his efforts to invade enemy bases, but also frequently ends up hurting him when he's trampled on because he was stepped on by a player that didn't detect him. One special ability I don't see mentioned in the show is the Copepod's team strategy with the bacterium Vibrio cholera, which causes cholera, a damage over time effect that has scored countless wins against entire settlements of human players. While all three of these rank about the same on my tier list, I think it's safe to say that the lobster would win most frequently in a duel with the other crustaceans. But how about crab versus plankton? Countless times, Mr. Krabs is depicted defeating plankton in battle, but only once is this battle a legal one rather than a physical one. And while I generally agree with the show's depiction of the physical battles, I can't really comment on how a battle would play out if it took place in a courtroom.
Who is the man in the suit? Tirzu needs me. Objection!
Oh no. What the fuck?
The thing about the crabs versus plankton case is how close it gets to real-life law. I should know because I've beaten the bar exam final boss on hard mode in New York and God mode in California. See, a restaurant owner like Mr. Crab can be liable to his patrons if he's negligent. Negligence requires 4 things: a duty between the parties, a breach of that duty.
For the record, I am not a fan of Legal Eagle.
Damages. Negligence is judged on a reasonable person standard, so his lack of a wet floor sign is pretty bad.
It's probably one of my least favorite internet lawyers, and he's the most popular.
In the first place. But Krabs
might be partially because
of
that.
The same duty to a trespasser like Plankton. Plankton wasn't there to buy food; he was there to steal the Krabby Patty recipe. Therefore, Mr. Krabs probably didn't owe him a duty and wouldn't be liable to him in negligence, even if Plankton wasn't faking his injuries.
True.
I'm sorry, Crab. I go into far more detail on my own channel, where I explain how all of your favorite characters are probably breaking the law. Otherwise, you can probably find me playing the MMORPG World of Lawsuits in the professional Anthropocene server as Legal Eagle rules.
Thanks, Legal Eagle. At the bottom of B tier, we have the Starfish build. The Starfish build is one of those builds which spends very little evolution points leveling its stats, instead pouring all of them into extremely unique abilities. Their first ability is their Suction Cups, an ability they share with the Cephalopod faction. This gives them an extremely strong grip, granting them almost total immunity to
barely hear me or the video.
and making their own grab attacks borderline impossible to mash out of.
Or all of
that
the
second
above.
effect combos nicely into their second ability, their Extendable Stomach. This unique acid-based grapple attack deals devastating damage to anything it succeeds in catching.
No, I think
it bypasses armor and can defeat enemies far larger than the Starfish given enough time.
Probably.
However, it's got a lot of startup lag, so the
look
Starfish
into it.
needs to make sure it's got a secure grip on the target. This ability makes the Starfish one of the
Watching
best anti-tank
Tirzu.
builds in the game, since they can pry open the armor of builds like the Clam and
Love
Scallop,
Tirzu.
and then inflict toxic damage, basically melting them from the inside with acid.
Gross.
The Starfish's final and perhaps most impressive ability is their HP regeneration, which is stronger than any other health regen perk in the entire game, being able to completely regenerate their HP from attacks that would spell game over for most other builds.
That's okay. We don't like
As
Legal
impressive
Eagle,
as the
so-
Starfish's abilities are, its stats leave a lot to be desired, having an intelligence level near 0 and a mobility level on par with that of a snail. But in the right player's hands, the Starfish build can go much further than you might expect. Next on the tier list is the Sponge build, the easiest creature to play in the entire game. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the Sponge build, since it's a build catered towards the playstyle of literally AFKing. Sponges gain XP by filter feeding, and thus don't require any decision making or active attention at all to do well. Sponges have a mobility, attack, stealth, and intelligence stat of 0. They don't move, hunt, think, or hide from their enemies. They just sit there and accumulate free XP from the debris in the water. Since they have
Baller.
0 ability to react to attacks from enemy players, you'd think they would be easy
Oh, I
pickings for
play
everyone,
video
and not
games.
fare well at all in the current meta. Normally this would be the case, however sponges are worth negative XP to most other builds, because they've incorporated tiny shards of glass into their bodies that damage players trying to feed on them. Some sponges also have an AoE toxic debuff active, lowering the incentive to attack them even further. Some builds, like the Sea Turtle, have resistance to these sorts of countermeasures, and can derive some benefit from attacking sea sponges, but even then, their efforts are better spent on more high-value targets, like jellyfish, snails, and seaweed. So in summary, sponges are upper mid-tier because they simply aren't worth the effort to fight, and their ease of gameplay means they pretty much always succeed in the reef meta. Not exactly a build I'm excited to sing the praises of, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't fairly assess them. In A tier, we've got the Octopus build. The Octopus is a hybrid between a stealth-based build and an intelligence-based one, having exceptionally high levels in both stats. They've got the shapeshift
Hola,
and color
LBG.
change ability that lets them get the camouflage stealth bonus in just about any environment.
What's up?
And their intelligence
Have you ever
What the fuck are
watched?
you watching?
Have you ever watched Tier Zoo? Tier Zoo is so good. They basically gamify nature.
Oh, I'm like trying to figure out like how in the fuck, like why the fuck are you talking about legal SpongeBob issues, bro?
He's
what the fuck are you watching?
He's making a tier list of the different animals that are in. Hey, I appreciate you, Gypsy. Make sure you hit that like button. Thanks. But he's going through the different creatures that are present in SpongeBob and putting them on a tier list of who's the best, who's the worst. On like if they when you take the real versions of them.
Well, I really
not
hope
the
my boy Plankton
cartoon.
comes through.
No, he failed.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Just lets them solve
Damn it.
problems
He was
using
faking his
tools
injuries.
and learn new skills by observation. Disappointingly, in the show, Squidward isn't really shown to use the color change ability much. Another thing not shown in the show is that every octopus is at least somewhat venomous. Venom is a powerful tool for taking down prey, and since even a single bite can deal the venom effect for massive damage, venom is also quite effective for pressuring attackers to steer clear. Their suction cups give
I didn't
them a
know a
powerful
squid
grip,
could
and
take
to be
down a
perfectly
shark.
honest, the octopus is
Or an
essentially
octopus,
a
I mean?
superior version of the starfish.
Yeah,
In addition to having
You ever
suction
seen an
cups,
octopus?
multiple arms, regenerative abilities, and
Damn.
venom, the octopus build
That's
also gets
crazy
access
looking.
to tons of high-level abilities like tool use, shapeshift, and inkjet. The starfish does have one advantage over cephalopods, in that its lifespan is significantly longer. The top-tier resident of Bikini Bottom is... The pufferfish build is a variant on the basic fish class that spends all of its points unlocking not one,
We
but
already
two
know
separate
pufferfish
high-level
are
defensive abilities
evil.
and one offensive ability. Those being the Spike Ball and Neurotoxin on defense,
Assassin's
and
Creed
Armor-Piercing
shit back
Beak
in the
on
day.
offense. The Spike Ball ability deals damage to the attacker whenever they connect a physical strike on you, and switching to the ball stance also makes bite and grab attacks less accurate against you.
True.
This ability is great for countering most of the common threats in the reef meta, and its only drawback is that it reduces the pufferfish's speed while it's active. The pufferfish build doesn't really care about losing speed, since it doesn't really rely on speed
just
for
wants to
escaping or
live.
attacking.
I'm sorry, that's
So it's a
fucking
great
humorous
trait.
to me.
Its second defensive ability,
Cracking me up.
Neurotoxin, ensures that builds in
Like
higher
the
rate classes
best
can't
form
just
of playing
swallow it whole
Quantum.
without risk too.
That's why I love this
Neurotoxin will
game.
paralyze any player
Or I
who
mean this
actually
show.
managed to get past its
This
first line of
channel.
defense.
That's
Honestly,
hilarious.
having two
dude.
separate
What else
measures
has
of
he
defense
done
is
other
a
than
bit
SpongeBob?
overkill, but
Oh,
considering
he does
the
all
pufferfish
kinds of
manages
stuff.
to also
Like,
have a solid offensive capability.
He takes a single type of animal and he's like, are they OP or not? And they'll basically go through all their different statistics, how they stack up in their area.
About HP and shit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he like takes and breaks them down into statistics as if they were in a video game. It's perfect. It's great for relating it to somebody like me.
Too. I won't knock it too much.
Makes me understand.
Speaking of, the pufferfish is another extremely effective tank buster build. It has teeth that absolutely destroy armor, meaning defensive builds like the clam, crab, and snail get demolished in matchups against the pufferfish. This
Damn.
impressive blend of defense and offense makes the pufferfish one of the best fish
crazy
builds
that
in
they
the
can
game,
actually
in my
break a
opinion,
snail
and easily
shell.
the top tier of Bikini Bottom. It's no wonder Mrs. Puff is
Which
shown
one,
bodying
Dan?
basically everyone in the show.
pufferfish.
Hopefully now you've got a good understanding of the Bikini Bottom meta. Also, I hope
That
you
was
like
the,
collaborations
that was the
like
driving
this, because a
instructor,
bunch
right?
of creators and I have collaborated
What?
on an absolutely massive project.
The pufferfish. That was the driving instructor, wasn't she?
I have a confession to make. I don't really know SpongeBob all that well. So I have no idea.
Motherfucker, you better figure this shit out.
Like Legal Eagle and myself to host our content free of demonetization and algorithmic suppression.
Yeah, that's it
It's
for
our
that
own
episode. Yeah, here. I'll show you Tier Zoo. Tier Zoo is amazing. So they have the are certain animals OP, or then they'll take like insects and do a tier list of all the different insect types. Let's find a tier list that I haven't done. Or actually, I'll do a one of the OP ones. Yeah, we'll do the hippo.
Wait, what the fuck is OP?
This episode is sponsored by
So I feel
Dashlane.
like hippo will be a good one. Hippos might be OP.
Africa, the game's hardcore server, on top of the potentially
What
lethal heat
is
and
OP?
disease debuffs.
Huh? Overpowered.
Ah, fuck, gotcha.
And He talks about metas and spawn areas and things like that. It's pretty awesome.
Many of the most powerful builds in the game are playable only on the Africa server.
Servers.
Everyone knows the big names. Elephants are the
continent is
biggest,
a server.
cheetahs are the fastest, cobras are the
He's a
most
fool.
venomous,
That's
etc.
fucking hilarious,
However,
bro.
one of the builds that
Oh.
frequently gets overlooked is the hippopotamus. Even though none of their stats are the best in a single category, there are things that they do better than anything else. So today I'm going to give an overview of the hippopotamus's stats
Like
and
bite
abilities,
strength.
talk about its good and bad matchups, and where I'd rate it in the overall tier
And
list.
trample ability.
I've already done one video that sort of touches on all these things, but since it was one of the first videos I ever made, it's pretty lacking in quality. So hopefully this guide will do a better job doing the topic justice. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Hippos are the premier tank build of the African aquatic meta. Their success comes from a combination of phenomenal
look kinda
stats
like puppies
and from
underwater.
speccing into abilities that allow for some pretty ingenious exploitation
Have
of
you ever
the
seen a
water
skinny
flows,
pig?
which I'll get into in a bit.
Skinny pig?
But first,
No.
their stats. So you probably noticed that the
It's
Hippo's
a guinea
stats
pig
are
with no hair. It's a
phenomenal.
big tiny hippo.
They have one of the highest
Ugh.
HP levels of any land build, second only to the elephant.
That sounds creepy as
Normally,
hell.
builds with one unusually high base stat tend to have major
It
shortcomings in
is,
their areas.
but I would love one, but I know that if I got one, I would try to set it up like a diorama, and they can't be around that much water. Like, come on, swim like a fucking hippo!
And even have great stuff for building such a high weight class. But perhaps the most surprising is their mobility level, which relates to how their abilities let
I
them
just want a
engage in
pet
physics
baby
engine
hippo.
exploits, like I mentioned earlier.
Damn.
So in addition to having relatively high run speed on land, hippos are also
Why are
unbelievably
they so
mobile
fast
in the water.
though?
Yeah, that's like one of the number one killers over there, right?
Traits like
You're cutting out.
water
You got like a
things
bad
like a streamlined
connection or
body,
something.
fins, flukes,
There's a lot of
web feet, all these
static.
things strictly buff
I'll be right
water
back,
speed,
I'll be right back.
and usually are the
Alright.
go-to for players trying to take their character to new depths in the aquatic meta. The Hippo player base decided to do exactly none of that, instead dumping most of their evolution points into pure bulk and muscle.
Yeah.
As a result, hippos are so dense that, unlike most animals, they do not float. This lets them be one of the only builds that can actually use the run movement option
Oh,
underwater
that's
with any
why
success.
they're so good on.
So
at
yeah,
moving
hippos,
in
despite
water.
not actually being able to swim, have one of the best aquatic movement options in the game, and they didn't even have to spend any evolution points on aquatic mobility to do so. So hippos have 4 signature abilities, the first being their water dash ability that I just explained.
That's
Their
cheating.
second ability is their 2-inch thick skin. This ability is the reason behind their high defense
Damn,
level,
that's
and it grants them
thick
some of
skin.
the best resistances in the game,
Not that thick.
particularly to the common threats in the African server. It grants them near total immunity to slash and bite type damage, since claws and teeth simply are too short to
Hippo's
pierce
just
their skin.
ignoring him. He's just walking.
This lets
He's
them
like,
shrug
hey, how
off
you
the vast
doing?
majority of standard attacks in the African meta, and is also crucial for letting them survive attacks even from groups of enemies, which is normally the answer to defeating a high HP target. Defending from physical attacks is important, but it's just as critical to make sure your elemental resistances are adequate too. Because hippos have specced into the hairless trait in order to minimize mobility debuffs in the water, they're highly vulnerable to solar damage. In order to mitigate this issue, hippos
have
have
water.
specced into
They just
sweat
go
that
into the
grants
water.
them UV resistance and, as an added bonus, grants them
Welcome
resistance
back.
to infection. Another hugely beneficial
I'm sure
trait
that's
to
no
have
better.
when you spend
It's
most
better.
of your time in
You have just
unclean
more
water,
background noise,
potentially
but
with
no
open
static.
pools. The only downside is that while active, it gives the hippo players a reddish tint, temporarily lowering their stealth level. Their last special trait is their tusks. Hippos haven't specced into carnivory or
Yeah.
even omnivory. They're strictly herbivorous and can't gain any XP from meat. However, regardless of this fact, they have one of the most damaging bites in the game.
Jesus.
On top of the sheer
Get
force
wrecked.
of the bite itself, which is around a ton.
Dude, that's what I'm telling you.
Their
Like, they're the
tusks
number
do massive
one
damage to
murderers
anything they
over
puncture.
there. Like, don't worry about
But
the
on top of
lions.
hippo's damage
These
potential,
motherfuckers.
Their tusks offer another important benefit: intimidation. So the most effective intimidation tactics are the ones that can be quickly switched on and off. A coral snake's colors are always black, and a spider is always
That
creepy,
lip curl
but
thing
hippos
that
aren't
like
always
revealed
terrifying.
a mile
In fact,
of
most of
gums.
the time they appear non-threatening.
It's creepy
Yet
as
in
hell.
An instant, they can crank up the intimidation to 100 just by opening their mouths.
Yup.
A hippo player with intimidation active is one of the most intimidating things in the entire game, easily being able to scare off even some of the bulkiest builds like rhinos. Okay, so for matchups,
Scared
hippos
off a
sport one of the
fucking
most
rhino!
comfortable matchup spreads possible. Because they're highly resistant to bite and slash attacks, most of the relevant predator matchups, such as crocodiles, lions, hyenas, and painted dogs, are highly favorable for the hippo. On top
Dude,
of this,
I will
the hippo's own
forever
attacks can
picture a
one-shot
hippo's
any of its
voice is Barry
predators.
White.
As for bad matchups, Any builds that focus on stab-type weaponry can definitely give a hippo a hard time.
What
In particular,
even eats hippos?
elephants and rhinos both have long enough horns or tusks to pierce the hippo's thick skin and deal critical damage to the creature enough to challenge them. Fortunately, the rhino's low intelligence makes it highly susceptible to intimidate abilities, so that matchup is by no means unwinnable. Elephants, though, they'll walk straight through a group of hippo players, knowing none of them will challenge. Also, ironically, one of the worst matchups for a hippo...
Fool, he said hippo players.
Since the hippo's tusks do have the potential to pierce their defenses. The last important matchup to discuss for them is how they fare against
that's why
humans.
I love this.
And in this regard, they've got one of the best records of all. Obviously, they still lose to the highly advanced equipment that humans have recently unlocked.
Look
But
at the size of that.
Humans don't have any way to combat them.
Jesus.
As a result, hippos have the highest KD ratio versus humans in the entire game. Even special high-level mounts, like boats and trucks, can be taken down by a hippo. So where do
Jesus.
hippos belong on the tier list? Well,
Yes,
considering
yes,
how they're
that's what I'm
basically
talking about.
unstoppable tanks that manage to spec into an excellent semi-aquatic playstyle without sacrificing any land-based abilities to do so, it's tough to argue that they're
Elephant
anything
might
but
be
S
the
tier.
final boss.
They easily control any rivers or lakes that they're in, being even more dominant than crocodiles. In fact, while currently the vast majority of the hippo player base is in the African server,
Does anything
a few of them
feed
have
on
recently broken
hippos?
into the South American meta. Now, hippos have one of the lower spawn rates in the game, so it'll be a while before we can really assess their viability in servers outside of Africa. But I would bet that eventually hippos will be one of the most dominant builds in South America too, especially since they have great matchups against the top tiers there too, like the Cayman and the Jaguar. The piranha player base might give them a hard time though, so we'll have to wait and see. Their thick hide offers a lot of protection, but with hundreds of bites chipping it away, even the hippo might struggle. Protecting your hit points is critical to survival in the current meta, but perhaps equally important is protecting your passwords, and that's where today's sponsor Dashlane
jeez.
comes in. Dashlane is what I personally use to protect my...
But yeah, I love Tier Zoo.
Dude, I'm telling you that hippo is what you need to fear on an African safari.
Did you see the one crocodile who's just like chilling with the fucking hippos? He's just like laying there, just like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm one of you.
Well, they're both pretty much fucking dinosaurs, just got smaller.
He's just laying there, he's just like, I'm one of you guys. I know I'm supposed to try to eat you, but I don't got the
alligators,
time.
hippos.
Ain't nobody
They're all
got time for
fucking
that.
dinosaurs.
True. Everything on the African server. They're all dangerous and scary. And dinosaurs.
Some guy yesterday was trying to tell me that bears aren't so bad that you can fight off any kind of bear, grizzly bear, this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, you're fucking stupid.
And there's all the fun tier lists, which actually do.
You can't
like,
fight off a bear.
We'll go to the cat tier list because we know what the lowest is. The cheetah.
Ooh, the house cat. The American house cat is like the #1 North American killer, I think. I saw that on Discovery Channel.
That'd be hilarious.
Swear to God. I swear to God, I'm not fucking with you.
Fair enough, I probably should.
It said that the stray cats, feral cats in America are like the #1 killers in our because they hunt for their food still.
Yeah, absolutely.
The place cats as a whole are at.
House cats do it too, though.
So I don't
They'll
think it
bring you
comes as a
some
surprise to
mice
anyone
and stuff.
that cats are exceptionally
Fuck that, mine is trying to take me
held
out.
a high tier spot in the meta for more than a while. And though this isn't true of every cat build, of which there are more than 40, cats carved out their spot in the meta by being the best choice by far for anyone looking to play an assassin or rogue class. Their weapons and movement kit are carefully crafted to allow cat players to have an easier time scoring critical hits on their targets than most other carnivore players. Like I said, there are more than 40 different builds possible, so I can't really fit them all into a single video. So instead, I'm going to go over the most popular ones, and hopefully the way I analyze them will help you make your own call if you're interested in one of the less popular builds. So anyways, I'm going to start from the bottom of the tier list and go up from there. Right at the bottom, we've got the cheetahs. They have the highest movement speed of any land build, which is definitely an impressive title.
They min-maxed a little
When it
too
comes to
hard.
scoring kills
You just picked the
on
wrong
builds with high mobility,
stat.
like gazelles, antelope, and ostriches. There are a few better at it than the cheetah.
I love the health bar.
But while this works against those particular targets,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a 2D fighter guy. I'm digging the health bar.
Yeah.
And as a result, a high percentage of the kills a
That's
cheetah
pretty
gets
great.
end up getting stolen by lions and hyenas.
I want that
Cheetahs
like
need
in
higher
boxing
power and
and
defense
MMA.
to actually be
Like, can you make a health bar that floats over them when you see a motherfucker stagger? It goes, pow.
That'd be
Cheetah
that'd be
itself
hilarious.
makes the early game extremely difficult for new cheetah players too. High-level players can't prevent stronger builds from griefing the
I
new
wonder if I
cheetah
could
players,
do that.
and as a result, very few cheetahs even
You
reach the late
totally
game
do
where they
that.
use their high mobility stat. Long story short, F tier because they get bodied way too
We'll
hard
see.
by competing builds. In D tier, we've got the Lynx. I don't have too much to say about them.
Yeah,
They've
the
got low
cheetah's the
medium stats
absolute
across
worst.
the board with the exception of stealth. And they do
Lynxes
possess
are
one
cuter.
relatively useful ability. The ability to move silently.
Give a fuck what anybody says. Bobcats are
Best at
scary.
taking out small prey using stealth.
Look at it.
In my
It's
opinion,
so
there are better
cute.
choices for this type of playstyle, such as the owl or the viper.
It's the ears. The ears are
While they
adorable.
don't get griefed nearly as badly as cheetahs, they do have to watch out for cougars.
That
wolves,
thing
and
will
coyotes.
fuck you up, man.
Nah,
No.
he's D tier.
While its stealth is actually a bit lower than the lynx's, all other stats are
Their
good
teeth
than
aren't that
You're
great.
fucking up thinking like that.
However,
You're
it's not
fucking up
quite
thinking
strong
like that.
enough
You're gonna
to
walk
avoid
Nah.
around
ways like
some
deer or
giant
elk without
head
putting itself at
like
risk
elf
of
and get
damage.
fucked up.
I could take them
While it
all.
can climb pretty well, it's
I can
mostly
take
not
everything
good
on
to
this
get out
list.
the ground. I've never discussed troll
All the
footage on this
cats.
channel, but honestly,
Even
the trolling
lions.
potential with cougars is too good not to
They got
mention.
nothing on me.
Cougars lack access
Just
to
punch him in the
troll footage,
face.
but
They'll
that
run
doesn't
away.
stop them from trying. And as a result, they have one of the craziest battle cries in the game. Instead of actually being useful as an intimidating sonic AoE, it instead
Well, I mean, it's
sounds
still
almost
better
exactly
than-
like a woman being brutally murdered.
Oh,
which is
great.
one of the few ways to seriously mess with human players that invade. their
True.
territory.
That'll
There are two
definitely
major styles
fuck
players
with people.
opt for when going for a cat build.
You gonna fuck with something like that?
Still better than a cheetah. The
All
cheetahs
of the
just
builds
chirp
so
like a
far have been
bird.
in the feline style, which generally has higher mobility but lower strength. Panther style cats, on the other hand,
My pronouns
stronger
are I'm
both,
him.
and also have access to the panther signature move. roll.
That guy.
So we're finally going to switch gears over to the panther builds as we continue up the tier list. The leopard build is the next rung up on the tier list, being Africa's premier solo rogue class. Of the panther style builds, this is the smallest.
Panthers. I love
This
panthers.
offers the leopard players maximum mobility while climbing, a trait they use to the fullest. While it is definitely stronger than the cheetah, it is still no match for gank squads like lions and hyenas. But unlike the cheetah, leopards actually have a way to avoid getting their kills
Oh, this is a
stolen.
leopard. I
Leopards
thought
can
we were
climb
on
much better than any of their
panthers.
competitors, and they do have high enough strength to carry their kill up the tree. This allows them to gain all of the XP they deserve.
Yep.
All these traits together are in the leopard high B tier. Now we're at A tier, and this is where the tier list gets a little muddy, since we've only got 2 tiers left to place quite a few more builds. If I'm
Yeah,
being
a
honest,
lot
even
of
though I placed
builds,
leopards in A
apparently.
tier, the snow leopard players, with their extra stealth bonus, have a strong argument for A tier. Anyways, at the bottom of A tier, we have the largest of the cats, the tiger. Not many
Mhm.
unique abilities, but generally just very high stats. While tigers do have decent stealth, they rely
Super
more on their
power.
sheer power for winning fights.
That power is
This allows them to
huge.
take out tough and dangerous players like the boar. One top tier ability they do have is their incredibly
Nerd.
powerful jump, making them deceptively mobile while appearing to have only average
Damn,
speed.
that's high.
Overall, if the tier list was simply about who
Split.
would win in a one-on-one fight, tigers would be S tier, no doubt. Unfortunately, that isn't the case, because even though they'd lose
Damn,
in
we
a
were
one-on-one
flying
fight with
through
a
this
tiger,
one.
lions
This is
are
a short.
undoubtedly more
Yeah, this is a
viable
shorter
overall.
video.
If you
That's why
watch
we're
my videos
flying
a lot,
through.
you know I see coordinated attacks as one of the most overpowered strats in the whole game.
True.
And lions are basically the poster child for coordinated attacks. So far, most of the other cats we've talked about all generally target players playing squishy targets, but lion players are some of the
What the
only
fuck were the
blind
house
soldiers
cats?
to deliberately attack a tank.
They haven't hit yet.
They're highly
They'll be
organized
here.
parties they form.
Probably
allowing them to
S tier.
control entire sections of the map, and their defined roles prevent leeching.
Lions
and
are
also
only A
protect
tier.
newer players from gankers. All in all, great build, easily A+ tier. And finally, we've reached the top tier, the build that embodies everything excellent about the cat dynasty, the Jaguar. Jaguars are
Oh.
the absolute best build in the entire game when it comes to one-shotting players with a critical hit. They have the most damaging bite of any of the cats, enough to pierce armor. And their incredible
I guess the house
accuracy
cat
lets them
didn't make the
nail their
list.
target right in the weak point, the back of the head. They may not have the raw stats that the lion and tiger do, but they more than make
No,
up
I
for
don't think it makes
the
this list. That thing just attacked a
most
dinosaur.
important is their
Yeah.
incredible eyes, which negate
What
all
the
stealth
fuck?
bonuses. Most cats have great vision and can even see in
Jaguars
That's
are
my favorite.
The Jaguar
insane.
can even see a target
That's my
obscured
favorite
behind
thing
a
about the
bush
like
hiding in murky
the cat
water.
food, like the natural
The second,
cravings.
less
Be
obvious
like I've
fact
never
is
seen
that
a cat
jaguars
rip
are
across the
most
field and take down a
versatile
cow.
build available.
True. Well, I mean, a
Experts
jaguar
use
definitely
speed
could.
climbers, but they're also just as much
I
at
saw
home
one for my
in the
cat.
water as they are in a tree.
Like, where do I
No
get
other building
anal
boasts dominance
or like
in
moth
the
flavored
arboreal
cat
ecosystem
food?
They really do dominate. Lions act like they own the place, but they do face plenty of competition. But jaguars, they do own the place. They could carry their food up a tree if they wanted to, but there's no need. So yeah, a build that can one-shot.
Because if anybody tries to take their food from them, they just become the new food.
That's your S tier. So there you have it, the tier list of the cats. Thanks for watching.
Jaguars kill gorillas.
Oh, did I forget
Thank
something?
you.
Yeah, you buggers are getting your own video.
Oh, they have their own video. Never mind. But yeah, Tier Zoo is really fun. I love Tier Zoo. Where'd you go, Sam? The fuck? He gone. Our parrot's OP. Where is the cat video? Has he not made it yet? You're back. I can't hear you. I can tell.
You didn't need to hear me pumping gas and all the wind out here.
True, true. So yeah, that's why I really like Tier Zoo. Those are some of the videos. Apparently there's going to be a whole house cat video, but I don't see it yet. So I'm kind of sad. Or sea lions OP. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Alright. Well, I'm hungry and I need to make some meal prep. I'm going to wrap up.
Appreciate you having me up. Love you, brother.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait. Check it out. Look. I figure if the cops can have them, like, why can't I?
What is it?
Right? The console, like the police have.
Oh, nice.
Made it out of, took the parts and made it out of the desk.
You know you could buy one of those for fit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Talk to you later, Dave.
Bye, Sam. Except you're dummy, lazy cat. Yeah, cats are evil. Cats kill for fun. What's up, Zyrax? Sorry, I'm wrapping up. I am starving. I have not eaten today. I usually eat breakfast before I start my stream. But I slept in and was lazy. I didn't set an alarm or anything, and I just woke up and went back to sleep. So I woke up probably about a half hour before my stream, and yeah. Or at least that's when I got out of bed, finally. So I'm going to go do my meal prep and eat. Love you. Bye, chat. Easy's got a live starting in about 2 hours, probably. I'll probably see y'all over there. Bye.